Part 108. After having everything taken away, she returns as a god. Author, Ching Qian. Chapter 1072. Yu, Bai Jinyu's voice was very cheerful. It's not live broadcast now, and no one will call you a beast even if I transform back. She is a very caring Pixiu. Xiaoyu didn't speak, but raised his hand to touch her head, then turned around lazily, and his eyes fell on Director Qi and Director Qin, who had just come out of the tent. Bai Jinyu also looked over, and immediately patted Xiaoyu on the shoulder, comforting him. It's okay, Yu. Juju said that the director ate the latest version of Suxiao Juxin pill made by her, and he is the director, so he will know in the future. It doesn't make any difference if you know it sooner or later. And Xiaoyu finally spoke, and he laughed out loud. Our Xiaobai is really kind. So kind that he shattered the worldview of two normal people on the spot. Bai Jinyu stretched her waist and complained, today, my legs are really numb from sleeping, and my arms are also numb. In Pixiu form, she likes to curl up and sleep. Xiaoyu nodded slightly, held her calf kindly, and began to massage her. Bai Jinyu leaned on his shoulder very comfortably. Seeing Director Qi still staring at her in a daze, she stretched out her hand and waved. Director Qi trembled suddenly, his hands trembled, and he tried his best to grab Director Qin's shoulders so as not to fall down, and his voice trembled too. Mr. Qin, pinch me quickly. He was dreaming, must be dreaming. It must be the wrong way for him to open his eyes, he should go back to sleep and come out again. Director Qin was expressionless. He let out a breath slowly, and with a slap, he slapped Director Qi on the face. Pain came, and the picture in front of him was unprecedentedly real, but Director Qi became even more desperate. Mr. Qin, it's over, did you see it? Did you see a puppy the size of a palm turned into a girl? Me. Director Qin has also become numb. I see, you are not dreaming. Mr. Qin, aren't you shocked? Director Qi pinched his thigh again. That's a big change. No, Teacher Xie's partner is really a dog. No, I'm in a mess. As a normal person in this abnormal world, he often appears out of place because he is not abnormal enough. A dog is just a dog. There's no fuss. Director Qin glanced at him. I've already recorded a variety show with Mr. Si, so I don't have the mental capacity to bear it. Don't say you are my student when you go out. Joke. He even knew clearly about Si fucking's travel back to the ancient Great Xia dynasty. What happened when the dog turned into a human? No big deal. With hands behind his back, Director Qin came to the campfire humming a little tune, ready to start eating barbecue. But how can a puppy the size of a palm turn into such a big girl? Director Qi muttered, very unwilling to give up. This is against the laws of biology. When Bai Jinyu heard it, she immediately raised her head from Xiaoyu's shoulder, with a serious expression, because I'm not a dog, I'm a big Pixiu, you know that Pixiu eats gold. Director Qi. Sure enough, he was dreaming, so let's go back to sleep. When he wakes up, the world will be back on track again. Early the next morning. The filming officially started at 9 o'clock, and at 8:30, Si fucking opened his eyes. The sunlight came in through the window and fell on the faces of the people around him, dyeing his brows and eyes pale gold. She wanted to reach out and poke his face, but found that her whole body was embraced by him. When she moved like this, his arms locked even tighter. Ugh. Yu Xian opened his eyes, his long eyelashes drooped, and his cold voice was a little hoarse at the moment. It's still early, sleep a little longer. Although with his current cultivation base, it's okay to not sleep for a few years. But he still only misses the life of ordinary people, and the first person he sees every day is her. No. Si fucking looked at him. You don't talk about martial arts, why are you hugging me? We agreed, there are 3 chapters in the contract, you can't hug me before you propose to me. Yu Xian's expression was calm, he raised his hand, straightened her sideburns calmly, and hummed lightly, "You fell asleep, you slipped into my arms. I don't believe it as I fucking got up, you have a dark heart, who knows if you fished me over." When Yu Zion heard this, his eyebrows moved slightly, and he said unhurriedly, "It's still the little military division who understands Gu. Si fucking. She just knew it. There are still tasks to do today." Si fucking stretched his waist, "Aju, get up, we can't lose." Yu Zion lowered her head and smiled faintly, "I won't let you lose." After washing up, Si fucking walked out of the tent. The sun hangs high, and the sun shines on the earth, flowing slowly like molten gold. "Ing, Xiaoqian." Si fucking greeted Ying Zijin and Jun Muqian, "Hey, where are the other two?" "I'm going to catch chickens and pigs." Jun Muqian leaned against the tree with a lazy expression, "I'll be back in a while." Ying Zijin was looking into the distance to rest. She suddenly said, "The director saw Xiaobai become a living person yesterday, and he is not in a good state of mind right now." Si fucking turned his head and found that Director Chi's eyes were very empty. Today's live broadcast officially started under the command of Director Chin. "I am coming. Moose's army is already in place, count it. I just like to watch Ching Ching and them survive. Which boa constrictor will be the lucky one to get a bow today?" 10 minutes later, Fu Yunchen and Rong Qing came back carrying the prey, and Si fucking and Yu Zion also pulled a cartload of tree trunks, ready to chop firewood for firewood. Jun Muqian habitually wanted to use spells, and Ying Zijin connected with her, and immediately held down her hand. "Jun Muqian, use physical methods." Jun Muqian. "Okay," she uses it. She looked among the pile of chopping knives, a little embarrassed, and finally commented, "It's not easy to use, I'll use my hands." So, in front of everyone, she easily tore the tree trunk that was as thick as a person's arms into two halves. The audience was suddenly silent. Director Chi staggered and almost fell. What is this miracle? Is this called using a physical method? Oh, tearing by hand, that is indeed a physical method, excuse me. Wait, what is it without physical methods? Is there anything more outrageous than shredding firewood by hand? Director Chi is already in a very calm state at this moment, numb to be exact. He watched blankly as Jun Muqian chopped the firewood with only his hands, and took out a medicine to feed himself. He is a person who has seen many big scenes, so he must be steady. "Teacher Si," there was a voice from a tent. It was Xiaoyu. "Has the recording started yet?" After Si fucking lit the fire, he lazily said, "It started, come out." "Juju." Bai Jinyu rushed out first and slipped into Si fucking's arms. "Juju, I want to eat roasted pig's trotters." Si fucking took out a disposable apron and put it on her. "Hey, let Xiaoyu bake it for you." No need for Bai Jinyu to say, Xiaoyu has already picked up a bunch of pig's trotters. Bai Jinyu held her chin, her eyebrows raised. You are the best." This series of silky dialogues and actions shocked the audience a little bit. "Girls, follow brother Xie girl. It's fake, it must be fake. Why do I see the word husband on brother Xie's face? He actually started to grill meat obediently." "Just play, Yuze is really out of order, you are not kind. How can you abandon Su Ziun and Su Shen, and get out of order first?" Su Shen debuted for more than 10 years, and there is no scandal. I deeply suspect that he is a great magician. I've seen it, it was said in the anime, if a boy is still innocent at the age of 30, his magic ability will be stronger, then our God Su is incredibly strong. God Su, in fact, you don't have to stay innocent in this world, for the sake of the next generation's entertainment, you should keep a child. Su Yang, great magician hashtag. This entry unexpectedly overwhelmed the second place hashtag, and quickly soared to the first position. At the same moment, Su Yang looked at the trending screenshot sent by Su Ziun. He never thought in his life that he would be on such a hot search. This month, Su Yang lived in seclusion in the League of Divine Doctors. The location of the League of Divine Doctors is located in a place with beautiful mountains and clear waters. It is a treasure land of geomantic omen and protected by dragon veins. In this way, rare plants, trees, and medicinal materials can also get the best growth. After Zhang Changfen became the elder of the Divine Doctor League, the Zhang family also moved and replaced it with a large manor. Su Yang would come to help Zhang Changning plant and collect herbs. Su Yang stared at the comment "Leave a child for Niu." He pursed his lower lip, then silently put the phone in front of Zhang Changning, motioning her to look at it. Zhang Changning put down his hoe, and after a few seconds, he said slowly, "My brother is researching a medicine recently." Su Yang's expression turned serious. What medicine? It was only after he had more contact with Zhang Changning that he gradually learned about the existence of the Divine Doctor League. The League of Miraculous Doctors has now been born, but there are still many miraculous medicines that have not been made public. Zhang Changning picked up the hoe again, "The medicine that allows you to have children." Su Yang. After being silent for a while, he coughed lightly. "Actually, it's not impossible, maybe I can." Zhang Changning. The recording of live variety shows has always been extremely difficult, but with Sci-fi, it went extremely smoothly. After repeated shocks, Director Chi was able to communicate with Bai Jinyu in a friendly manner. At 5 o'clock in the afternoon, the guests and observers returned to their residences. Miss Ching Ching. Ching Ching. It was the year Yan and Lin Jiwan. "Why are you here?" Sci-fi was a little surprised. She stepped forward. "This semester's class is over." "No, but Yan and I just solved an experiment and were specially approved for vacation by the instructor. It happened that the program team asked us if we would like to come and play, so we came here." Lin Jiwan was very happy. "Ching Ching, your father-mom is coming soon, too." As soon as she said this, Ling Hanyi and Yin Baikan arrived. Sci-fi's fox eyes lit up, and immediately ran forward. "Dad, Mom." Ling Hanyi hugged her, and the next second, her eyes changed suddenly. "Your soul." Sci-fi is naturally much stronger than her, and is a descendant of Nine Heavens Goddess, who has inherited all the power of Nine Heavens Goddess and the luck of the Pixie clan. But Sci-fi was still just a child in her eyes. "I'm fine, Mom." Sci-fi leaned his head on Ling Hanyi's shoulder and said in a low voice, "Shen Shun Yang Yang is back. I want to use Shen Soul to do more important things, to protect my sister. Even today, she is not reconciled. She has enough strength to protect other people, but she can't protect Ye Wanlin. On her 24th birthday, after all, she was the only one who came. Ye Wanlin will always stay at the age of 21, and will not grow old. So after she learned that Ye Wanlin was still alive, she could save Ye Wanlin at all costs. This is her only sister." "Mom knows." Ling Hanyi's voice softened. "It's just that your spirit is not complete now, and your father and I will always be by your side, waiting for you to raise your spirit. Nothing is more important than Sci-fi." "Yeah." Sci-fi nodded, smiling. "Just don't get angry, you scared me just now." "Before I was angry, it wasn't because you made up your own mind." Ling Hanyi shook her head and smiled slightly. "I was afraid that someone would hurt you, and I thought it was because of your injury that you lost your soul. Since it was you who took the initiative, and don't worry." The photographer's shots also showed a family of 3. A beautiful family. Will you, baby, we found our parents, we are no longer alone." The barrage was very active. At this time, the assistant director suddenly called out, "Director Chi." Something happened to Director Chi. Some of our staff members were injured. The one who was injured was a female makeup artist. Her abdomen was dug in by some beast with its claws, her flesh was bloody, and she was so painful that she was about to lose consciousness. "What's going on?" Director Chi was taken aback. "Why did you get hurt like this? Where's the medical team? Hurry up." Before coming, the program team had already cleaned up all the unsafe hidden dangers on this lonely mountain. Because of the existence of earthbound spirits in this lonely mountain, let alone people, animals will not approach, and there are no wild animals. Some of the beast-catching links set up by the program are actually animals that have been domesticated. But this wound could only be caused by a large beast, which meant that the accompanying medical team did not have enough resources to treat it. Where did the big beast come from? The medical team has arrived, but this kind of wound is sutured and cleaned. The assistant director hurriedly said, "There is still poison in it, and it is too difficult to get rid of it." The audience also panicked because of this sudden change. "Oh my God, what a deep wound! I don't know what beast was injured, but a wound of this level should be sent to the hospital immediately. What to do, what to do, this place is far away from the big hospital, it's too late." Director Chi, "Don't panic, send it to me." Sci-fi was very calm, "We are preparing for surgery now. She wants to live, and Hades has to avoid it. The ghost doctor has this ability. After having everything taken away, she returns as a god." Author, Ching Qian. Chapter 1073. The girl's brows and eyes are calm, calm in the face of danger. The whole scene suddenly fell silent, and the assistant director was a little stunned. "Goddess, don't be scary. Didn't Ching Ching just go to the last issue of The Birth of an Employee? She seems to have been an intern in the first hospital for a month. So you actually know how to be a doctor? Not learned now? The previous ones are even more terrifying. A few years ago, when The Birth of an Employee was first released, netizens were basically ridiculed. No one thought that Sci-fi, a star in the entertainment industry, could make any achievements in medical practice. Even though she hand-painted the appointment map of the human body, it was still considered a show at the time, and it was a black box operation of the program group. Even the Jagged Muses never thought that Sci-fi could really be a doctor. That's right, Director Chi slapped his head, "Quick. Hand it over to Mr. Si, where's the medical kit? Hurry up and send it in too." He was also concerned about chaos, and almost forgot that Sci-fi, a genius doctor, was in the program group. It is not difficult for her to invent such a miraculous quick-acting Juxin pill. The accompanying medical staff reacted very quickly, and immediately carried the stretcher and followed Sci-fi into the temporary operating room. After the door was closed, Director Chi wiped the sweat off his brow before he took a breath and asked again, "Where's the beast that hurt people? Have you caught it?" A bodyguard hurriedly said, "Not yet, but there are footprints, going east. To the east is another mountain." Director Chi was about to borrow from Raphael the royal guard of the Principality of Mustan to search for the whereabouts of the beasts, when a cold and calm voice sounded. "No need." Yang Zijin rolled up his sleeves, "I'll come back as soon as I go." Director Chi opened his mouth wide, "Wait. Hey, it's not." Before he finished speaking, Yang Zijin turned and left. "Hurry up, what are you doing in a daze? Follow up quickly." Director Chi was anxious. What if the little girl is injured by a wild beast? He could indeed see that there were many extraordinary things about the friends Sci-fi had invited, but he was still very worried. The three words little girl made Yu Zian, Fu Yunqian, Jun Muqian, and Rong Qing raise their heads at the same time, and looked at Director Chi at the same time. The eyes are also very consistent and meaningful. Director Chi trembled when he saw these four eyes. "Yes, is there any problem?" "No." Fu Yunqian turned his head, his peach blossom eyes curved, his lips curled up, and he smiled softly. "It's a little girl. It's just a little girl who can be an ancestor." Medical interior. Human life is at stake. Sci-fi did not resort to physical sutures to treat the wound, but directly summoned the aura of heaven and earth, and began to heal the fainted female makeup artist. It only took a few minutes for the wound to heal completely. Sci-fi stuffed another pill into the female makeup artist's mouth. The medicine melts in the mouth and takes effect very quickly. Not long after, the female makeup artist woke up Yo-Yo. Her face was still terrified, and when she opened her eyes, she shrank subconsciously. No. Don't eat me. Don't. It's alright, you're alright now. I fucking patted her on the back, comforting her. Can you tell me what happened? It's, teacher Si. The female makeup artist was stunned for a moment, her voice trembling. I met a strange rabbit. No. It's not a rabbit, that rabbit is 1 meter high. She seemed to have thought of some kind of terrifying picture, tilted her head, and fainted again. Si fucking immediately grabbed her wrist and tested her pulse. The pulse condition is normal, and the shock is excessive. Si fucking covered the female makeup artist with a quilt, and then went out. Teacher Si, how are you? Director Chi rushed up to greet him, and asked anxiously, is there help? Well, I just fell asleep. Si fucking nodded. Send her back to the city as soon as possible, let her have a good rest, and I'll go find the beast that injured her. That's good, that's good. Director Chi finally let go of his heart. Mr. Si, Miss Ying has already gone to find the beast. I'm afraid that the little girl will be injured, so I asked the royal guard to follow. Si fucking paused, and looked at him faintly. Little girl. Chi Daozang and the second monk couldn't figure it out. Yes, what's wrong? Yes, that's right. Si fucking took off his medical gloves. The little girls you've seen are all measured in tens of thousands of years. Director Chi. What? Si fucking didn't explain, and contacted Ying Zijin. Ying, did you find it? I found it, but something went wrong. Ying Zijin hummed. You'll know when you come here. I'll go right away. Si fucking responded, and quickly said to Director Chi, Director Chi, the live broadcast is suspended, so don't shoot today. Director Chi returned to his senses in a trance. It has stopped, when you went in to save people. Okay, Si fucking said, wait until I settle this matter. She snapped her fingers, and in the next second, she disappeared from Director Chi's eyes. Director Chi was stunned. Director Chi's legs softened. Director Chi sat down on the ground. Director Chi, the assistant director, was taken aback, and immediately stepped forward to help him. What's wrong with you? You can't have anything to do, you are the pillar of the program team. As you said, even if the world is destroyed, you will then stick to filming the show. Director Chi was heartbroken and had nothing to love in life. It's not that the world is destroyed, it's that my time is approaching. His eyes haven't healed yet, otherwise how could he have seen Si fucking teleport? Deputy Director. He decided that he would make an appointment for Director Chi to see a psychiatrist. Here, at the foot of the mountain to the east. Both Si fucking and Jun Mukian arrived. Ying Zijin was leaning against a tree, with a 3-meter-long beast under her feet. But the appearance of this beast is no different from that of a rabbit, except that it is more ferocious and has fangs and claws. Jun Mukian squatted down, looked at the rabbit that had turned into a beast, and said thoughtfully, this rabbit has spiritual energy in its body, but it can't bear it, and the spiritual energy is rampant in its body, turning it into this appearance. Well, that's why it hurt people then, Ying Zijin said. Although the earth doesn't have aura, the eternal continent has it. Si fucking nodded slightly. The eternal continent and the earth run side by side. Even though the two worlds can only be accessed through passages and doors, there will still be some aura leaking from the eternal continent, entering the world Earth. These are polluted spiritual energy. Jun Mukian touched his chin. This kind of spiritual energy is leaked because it broke through the turbulent flow of the universe, so it cannot be practiced by people. I understand. Si fucking nodded. I will let Master and Changjing solve this problem. Isn't there me and Ying Zijin here? Jun Mukian put his hands on Ying Zijin's shoulders and said lazily, we can also help. Most of the world is actually a running track, Ying Zijin said lightly. Ancient times, barbarians, ancient times, Middle Ages, modern times, the end of the world, This cycle goes on and on. When one civilization disappears, another is born. The demise and rebirth of the world is also a process in which old life is replaced by new life. In the star field we have been to, not all the worlds in the star field have reached the level of interstellar technology. Some worlds may still be in the barbaric period, and some are still in the end of the world. Yang Zijin continued, but as long as this, if there is a world in a star field with interstellar technology, then a star field can be created. Conquest is a desire that many high-ranking people will never fade away. In the past, it was to expand the territory of the country, but now it is to expand the domain of rule. But in this way, they will forcibly raise the technological level of other worlds to a new level. I frowned, it will accelerate the destruction of the world. That's right, Junmukian snapped his fingers, that's why I will never interfere with the operation of other worlds. Each plays his own way, and just develop according to the rules of chaos and nature. I kicked the fainted one on the ground. What about this rabbit? Yang Zijin raised his eyebrows slightly. Although it is polluted by spiritual energy, I have already drawn out this spiritual energy before. This rabbit is the same as ordinary rabbits, except that it is a little bigger. Junmukian swiftly tied up the rabbit with hemp rope, then move it back and eat. Coincidentally, she had the same idea. In order not to scare the director again, the three of them physically carried the rabbit back. Is this that hurtful beast? The assistant director was taken aback. What kind of rabbit is this? Why is it so big? Mutated rabbit, said lightly. Director Chi, we have dinner for today. Director Chi has refused to communicate with the outside world. Took out another knife and said to himself, this hair is so good, it can make a big rabbit fur coat for Aju. In a word, Fu Yunshan and Rongqing looked at Yuzian at the same time. Yuzian drooped her eyelashes and took a sip of tea slowly. In the end, this huge rabbit was roasted and eaten by all the program crew. Was a little overwhelmed. She stretched her waist, got out of the tent, and prepared to go for a walk. Sang Yanking hurried over at this time. She hesitated to speak, and sighed, Ching Ching, it's on the hot search. Didn't have the habit of going online. What's trending? Why are you on it again? What do you mean, why did you get on it again? Do you have a misunderstanding about your position as the number one in power? Sang Yanking raised his voice, your name has never been off the hot search list. If you have any news that caused a sensation in the entertainment circle, art circle, sports circle, esports circle. Stop, interrupted in time, I'm very low-key. Yes, how low-key? Sang Yanking nodded understandingly, the paparazzi can't find any news about you, you broke it yourself. She deeply suspected that Sang Yanking was pissing her off. And before that, the head of Weibo's program department had already been in a bad mood. I was wrong. Clasped his hands together. What trending search? Let me see. It's nothing, it's just that your status as a genius doctor has exploded. Sang Yan was not surprised. Early in the morning, it is said that you and the King of Hades are robbing people, and the internet has begun to dig into your past affairs again. #SI miracle doctor #. On how many things SI can hide #. The live broadcast stopped, but I saw the wounds of the wounded. I thought that the King of Hades couldn't save him, but SI did. Really, I watched the live broadcast and can prove that this is true. Do you remember that when Goddess SI participated in the birth of an employee, Dr. Qin Yuzong was the mentor? After a few days, Dr. Qin's hand healed. Who do you think treated it? Dr. Qin's hands must have been cured by Ching Ching. There are pictures and truth. Netizens are all sharp-eyed. Once they have a predetermined answer, they can deduce the truth and process from the clues in the previous videos. Not to be outdone, the media rushed to the #1 hospital in the afternoon to interview Qin Yuzong after the news about SI's rescue hit the trending searches. Qin Yuzong just finished a medical lecture today, so he did not refuse the interview. My hand was indeed healed by Qin Yuzong smiled. It has been several years, and my impression is still very deep. At that time, I injured the nerves in my hand due to medical troubles and could no longer perform clinical operations. I have been depressed for a long time because of this. He was silent for a moment, and then he spoke again to the camera. I can cheer up and no longer have surgery, but I am still unwilling. But that day, she suddenly stood in front of me and asked me, "Teacher Qin, do you want to stand again? Is it on the operating table?" The interviewing reporter was also shocked by the sentence, and did not answer for a while. "How could I not want to?" Qin Yuzong said softly. "She also said that an excellent doctor cannot be destroyed by that kind of rubbish, so she wants to heal my hand so that I can save more people." Even after many years, what I said to him at that time is still vivid in his memory, and every time he thinks about it, his heart feels like being hit by a stormy sea, with a slight tremor. He originally thought that he could only be a theoretical instructor in his life, but I allowed him to stand on the operating table again. In fact, being a theoretical tutor does not affect him much. He can still win many awards in the medical field, but he will not be able to save more people. As a doctor, it is his bounden duty to save lives and heal the wounded. Unknowingly, I has helped many people realize their unfulfilled dreams. This interview went viral on the homepage of Weibo and various social forums, and the number of comments and popularity increased exponentially. Although some sunspots still say that you are putting on a show, it doesn't matter. "We don't give him a single look," Sang Yanking said. "Go for a walk, I'll go back and deal with today's affairs." Before she turned around, I suddenly said, "Sister Sang, you're right, we can't let paparazzi earn money and traffic." Sang Yanking nodded hesitantly. "That's right, what do you want to do?" I happily decided, "Anyway, it's going to blow up, so let's blow it up ourselves." She took out her mobile phone, opened the Weibo that she hadn't logged in for 10,000 years, and added a line of words to her profile. "Ghost-handed heavenly doctor, online and Hades rob people. Sister Sang. His Majesty's birthday celebration is on the homepage of Xiaoxiang, scroll down to see a banner. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment." After having everything taken away, she returns as a god. Author, Qing Qian. Chapter 1074. Her series of movements were extremely silky, and she was obviously proficient at the stage of handiness, so fast that Sang Yanking didn't even have time to stop her. Sang Yanking stared at the brief introduction of Ghost-handed Doctor, online and Hades snatching people, silent for a long time, and finally asked a question with difficulty. "You have so much business, can you handle it?" I is an honest and good boy. "No." "Then you still write your introduction so well." Sang Yanking shook his head. "You don't know what those black fans will say, saying that you are so good, but instead of saving people, you only know how to make money in the entertainment industry. Jin, no matter how much evidence of your saving lives and doing charity is thrown in front of their eyes, they will only kidnap you morally. People on the internet can't hurt me, and they don't have that ability." I said calmly. "I can't do it alone, but I have many helpers." Sang Yanking was taken aback. "Who?" She knew that the Onmyoji had the Ji family. But because the Great Xia Empire is originally a treasure land of geomantic omen, and there are 5 dragon veins to suppress it, it doesn't have so many floating spirits like Dong Sang. But this miraculous medical skill? The League of Miraculous Doctors has started to come back a while ago, but it hasn't been officially announced yet. I nodded slightly. "I also discussed it with Aju, and I am going to make the League of Miraculous Doctors officially come out. The League of Divine Doctors, an alliance that only existed in history books at the beginning, was judged by many historians to be unofficial history. I almost forgot, there is also the League of Divine Doctors. Sang Yanking slapped his forehead. There are so many people in the League of Divine Doctors, you really don't have to be too busy. I'm going for a walk first, so I can hold on. Si fucking rubbed his belly and waved his hand. Sister Sang, see you later. Wait, Sang Yanking remembered a very crucial question, and hurriedly called her, before you changed your profile, did you contact Weibo's programming department to let them be mentally prepared? Si fucking said, no, but it doesn't matter, Aju will help them strengthen the server again. She will not let the Weibo program department blame her. As Sang Yanking expected, Weibo has already exploded. But because of Yu Zion's reinforcement, even though the traffic at this moment has exceeded the maximum capacity of the Weibo server, Weibo still has not collapsed and is running at a high speed. All the top 10 most searched were occupied by SI fucking. Hashtag SI fucking, update profile hashtag. Hashtag ghost hand doctor hashtag. Hashtag online and Hades grab people hashtag. Hashtag new business hashtag. What new business, am I blind, is the way I'm surfing 5G today wrong? No, goddess, let's discuss it if there is such a thing, let's say hello in advance, let us be mentally prepared, okay. Damn, I always thought that the ghost hand heavenly doctor was an old man. I am different, I am a local dog, and I have never heard of such an awesome name as Ghost Hand Doctor. In the beginning, the name of Ghost Hand Doctor came from Liberty Island. As long as there is still one breath left, Ghost Hand Doctor can save people from life, and really rob people from Hades. I don't know if you remember, I remember that a few years ago, the Yu family, the first family in Siju City, had been looking for a ghost doctor. Tisk tisk, they deserve it. Why does SI fucking say that she is whoever she is, so can't she be an imposter? Fans are really stupid, they believe in everything. There will always be a lot of keyboard warrior black fans jumping out to gain attention, but no one cares about them. Netizens have flocked to SI fucking Weibo homepage to watch her latest profile. At this time, they posted a new Weibo. At V. Drip, Kingkin went online to explain, the meaning of this ghost hand is not to snatch someone from the king of hell, but to save him because I was cold-blooded and ruthless. Muses. They discovered that SI fucking's biggest black fan is herself. As expected of you. SI fucking's words blocked the way for all those who wanted to kidnap her morally. Netizens were still surfing at high speed, and a picture and text on the extranet was translated into Chinese and sent back to Weibo. Oh my god, Sheng Shen's leg was also healed by Ching Ching in the interview just released. I knew it. After the interview with Dr. Chin in the afternoon, I guessed that Sheng Shen must have recovered with Kingking's help. She saved a lot of people, but she never said anything, nor did she take credit for it. This year's international games has already started, and the Great Xia Empire team is going out again. In a few days of effort, the Great Xia Empire had already won several gold medals and firmly ranked first in the medal table. 4 years ago, after Sheng Chenexing's leg was healed by SI fucking, he won another gold medal in the second year's international games. His absolute strength has once again proved to people all over the world that in terms of track and field, the Great Xia Empire has never been weak. He also successfully retired this year, full of glory, and finally stayed on the track and field team as a coach. Although the young player of the track and field team this year does not have the talent of Sheng Chenxing, his talent is not bad. He won the bronze medal in the 100-meter sprint for the first time in the international sports meeting. The interview video is very short, only 3 minutes. Thank you very much. Ching Ching. Sheng Chenxing faced the camera and smiled slightly. I had a similar experience with Dr. Chin, and she asked me the same way at the time, do you want to stand on the runway again? Of course he wanted to. He retired due to a leg injury during his rising period. During that time, many people scolded him, and he also blamed himself. It was Sci-fi who told her that none of this was his fault, and that he had to start again so that everyone who scolded him would watch. I believed her, so I returned to the arena. Shengchenxing's smile deepened. Sci-fi, great Xia Empire, will always be proud of you. She is also the light, illuminating their way forward. Here, the single going to hell program group. After taking a walk, Sci-fi returned to the camp, and brought a few chickens and ducks with him. Ying Zijin and Jun Muqian were sitting by the campfire, and they were watching seriously with their tablet computers. Sci-fi walked over. "Hey, what are you looking at?" Ying Zijin didn't look up, but looked at it very seriously, walking the devil dot. Jun Muqian also said, "It turns out that the TV series are so good. This time I want to buy a 100-inch LCD TV when I go back to Honghuang." Sci-fi nodded. "Does Honghuang have a wireless network?" Jun Muqian. 3 seconds later, she patted her best friend on the shoulder. "I'll ask Ying Zijin to install one for me." Ying Zijin glanced at her, but said nothing. Tonight, the program team prepared a little tidbit event as a thank you gift to the audience and fans. At 8 o'clock, the 8 people sat down under the arrangement of Director Chi. On the other side are Tsukimi, Raphael, and Odile, who are love observers. "Now is our pairing session." Raphael took out a card first and coughed. "I will announce the question, and the 4 couples will answer." Sci-fi felt that Raphael's arrival was not kind. She leaned in Yuzian's direction and hugged his arm. "Ninth brother, if he does something bad in a while, we will beat him." Hearing this, Yuzian raised her eyebrows slightly. "Okay. The first question, what was in your mind when you met the other party for the first time? What was your real thought? You can't make it up." Raphael read the question slowly. 3, 2, 1, start. Sci-fi squeezed his wrist. "Where did the man come from and get into my car while I was injured, and next time we meet I will disable him so that he can't even get up." Yuzian said lightly, "The color-changing fox is very cute." Audiences. What happened to you? Why are the 2 people's ideas so different? The difference is too big. His, surnamed Yu, tell me, what did you do when our baby Ching Ching was injured and got into her car? Hey, what kind of waste is it? What kind of can't get up? Sci-fi immediately turned his head. Why am I a color-changing fox? Where is the color-changing fox? Cute and cute for a while, cruel and irritable for a while. Yuzian looked at her with a slight smile in his eyes. Didn't it change color? Sci-fi. Ahem, it's always the most real thing for us real couples to complain about each other. Yu Jian said in time. Let's listen to the other couples next. Ying Zijin, you look good. Fu Yunchen, little girl, please smile more. Jun Muqian looked at Rongqing. Take it back. Rongqing. He chose to remain silent. When I saw you, I felt that you and Jeju resemble each other, and you have a sense of intimacy. Bai Jinyu pointed to herself. What about me? Xia Yu patted her on the head. It's too edible, how can I afford it? Brother Xia, you are a man who opens his eyes and talks nonsense. Jinyu is so thin, where can he eat? That is, Jinyu is cute and beautiful. Even if you eat an elephant for a meal, you should make a good offering. Jinyu was obedient, kicked Brother Xia, and followed me. Bai Jinyu muttered, I can eat things other than gold now. But she still likes gold best. The second question. Raphael looked serious. If you wake up in the morning and find that you and your partner have switched bodies, what are you going to do? Sci-fi's eyes lit up, and he raised his hand to answer, sing and dance for a concert. Good guy, you are trying to force Mr. Yu to his death. Imagine it, the picture is so beautiful, I am a little excited. Choosing a day is worse than bumping into it, let's start today. Yuzian's expression didn't change much, he looked at the girl with gentle eyes as always, and after a few seconds of pondering, he said, live cooking is justified. Here it is, Mr. Yu's first thing is to help Ching Ching rectify his name and erase the name of kitchen killer. What kind of wife-loving maniac this is? Be more pampered, I love to watch. Yang Zijin supported his head, and said in a leisurely manner, eat a lot of snacks and you won't be afraid of getting fat. The most important thing is that even if she sneaks out to eat, she won't be searched all over the city. Fu Yunchen's peach blossom eyes were curved, charming and deep. He smiled, well, you eat, and I will take care of the exercise. Very good, I'm here. Jun Mukian snapped his fingers, I'm going to sing and dance too. Wrong, Cheng. It is better to let him die. Bai Jinyu was eager to try, look at your ABS in the mirror. I agree, when we meet the mirror, we fans will also take a picture. ABS are not enough, you need chest muscles, otherwise, it's okay to use brother Xia's body to do a striptease. Xiaoyu casually took Bai Jinyu's hand, he lowered his head and lowered his voice, smiling, shall I watch it now? Bai Jinyu immediately withdrew her hand, don't look. Xiaoyu dragged out his tone, really don't want to watch it? In fact, it's really boring to watch. I still have to try it out. As he said that, he had already grabbed her hand and brought it to his body. The temperature gradually starts to rise. Bai Jinyu turned pale with shock, and jumped to Sci-Fi's side in a flash, go away, you black sesame glutinous rice balls. Xiaoyu was not angry either, he raised his seductive fox eyes, and lazily called out to her, Xiaobai, why are you so wicked? Bai Jinyu shrank behind Sci-Fi, bared her teeth, and said viciously, Juju, he bullied me, hit him. Well, that's fine. Xiaoyu accepted it as soon as he saw it, look slowly when you go back. Bai Jinyu immediately clenched Sci-Fi's hand, Juju, I'll sleep with you today. Sci-Fi naturally agreed, no problem. Yu Xian raised her head and glanced at Xiaoyu calmly. Good, he remembered. Eventually, the tents were reassigned this evening. Sci-Fi and Bai Jinyu, Yang Zijin, and Jun Mukian are two in pairs. The four men said they would not live together, so Director Chi found two other tents. This night, the four men had different thoughts. The next morning, Sci-Fi got up very early. When she came back from her morning run, she was about to chop firewood when Raphael, who came sneaking over, stopped her. Little junior sister. Sci-Fi couldn't listen to his whirling tone, speak well, don't sound like a clip, go away, and don't act like a baby to me. Junior sister, look at you are all in pairs, and I'm alone, isn't it very bad? Raphael was aggrieved, help me quickly, the sixth senior brother's happiness in this life depends on you. How can I help you? Sci-Fi raised his eyebrows, you should know, I don't know anything about this matter, if you want help, you should go to third senior sister. Raphael gritted his teeth, the third child will only mock me, so I don't want to look for her. Sci-Fi, I can mock you better than her. Raphael. There really is no love in this world. Raphael squatted aside listlessly, like a big dog soaked by rain. What are you squatting here for? Someone asked behind him, didn't sleep well last night. Raphael immediately stood up, oh. Odile nodded slightly to Sci-Fi, and then said to Raphael, come here and prepare for today's mission. Here we come. Raphael happily followed her and left. Sci-Fi squeezed his chin, and said to Yuejian, who had just come out of the tent, third senior sister, it seems that the sixth child is not without progress. Yujian clicked his tongue, compared to his earning money, the progress is negative. Sci-Fi. This is true. The teachers and sisters didn't realize that there was something wrong with their dialogue at all, but in the live broadcast room, the audience was going crazy. Third senior sister, sixth senior brother, wait, what is your ranking? The Duke of Miston ranks 6th, who is the boss? Babies who still have a monthly ticket, vote for Ching Ching. This month's episode is definitely over. After having everything taken away, she returns as a god. Author, Qing Qian. Chapter 1075. Yes, yes, who is the boss? Even the Duke of Miston can only rank 6th. Euegian's sister actually ranked 3rd, no wonder she always felt that she was subtly suppressing Duke Miston in her aura. What? We Qing are junior sisters? Wouldn't that be at least 7th? Sci-fucking, how many surprises do you have that I don't know? Single Going to Hell is the same as many live variety shows, there are live broadcasts and recordings after editing into films. The duration of the recording and broadcasting is only 3 hours in total, and the most worthy clips in the live broadcast will be selected for broadcast. The official live broadcast is from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. every day, but outside of this time, there will be cameras on, which will be included in a special album as sideshows. During this period of time, most of the netizens watched the live broadcast while having breakfast, and as a result, many people choked on food today. Although it is early, Sci-fucking's traffic rate has never dropped, and the new trending search once again dominates the list. Hashtag Sci-fucking, mysterious teacher gate hashtag. Hashtag Miston Duke, old 6 hashtag. The whole internet began to discuss this mysterious sect, only the netizens in Liberty Island have hidden their merits and fame. Which division, haven't heard of top of the clouds, scare you to death? After Yunjin's poisonous mouse is gone, the top of the cloud is the most powerful. Although baby Qing is ranked 9th, she is the favorite of the teacher. Yes, where is my favorite elder brother, how come there is no shadow recently? The paparazzi of the news department of Eternal Academy will report to you in real time according to the report from the frontline paparazzi of the Eternal Continent. Mr. Yuning, the big brother, went to protect the master of the Palace of Longevity who re-entered reincarnation not long ago. Where are the two of you? For the latest news, please continue to pay attention to the news department of Eternal Academy. The loyal paparazzi will continue to report for you. Sci-fucking had already learned about this matter from Euegian. After Fuzang, the master of the Hall of Eternal Life, re-enters reincarnation, although the cultivation of the soul remains unchanged, the cultivation of the body will start from scratch. Yuning, as the only disciple of the master of the Hall of Longevity, took over the task of protecting the master. For the peak powerhouses, reincarnation does not mean giving up their cultivation, but a way to improve their state of mind. A few days ago, Tianya Sword Immortal Changjing also felt that he could not break through his state of mind for a long time, and planned to go through the tribulation of reincarnation. Third brother. You did a good job. Raphael took the mobile phone and began to accuse Eugian. Please call me 6th brother from now on, don't call me old 6th, look, people on the internet now call me old 6. When he said this, the live broadcast was still going on, and another string of old 6 floated across the screen. Okay, 6th junior brother Eugian nodded. Actually, Laolu is just a title, it's nothing, I don't care if you call me Xiaosan. Raphael has learned Chinese, but he still doesn't know many hot words and buzzwords on the internet. He is a little confused. Does Laolu have any special meaning? Odile brushed her hair, and said unhurriedly, the word Laolu was born in the Great Xia Empire game. It refers to a person who is out of the team, can't see the life and death of his teammates, and sticks up by himself. Raphael. He felt he was insulted. Don't be sad, of course you are not the 6th. Odile comforted him, you are called the 6th because you can't recognize your little junior sister. Raphael was even more sad. Why do you bully me, OAO? Odile sighed, no, I'm just telling the truth. Raphael pretended to wipe away his tears, and his whole body froze. I knew you all hated me. Odile. Seeing him like this, she really felt guilty. Odile hesitated, reached out and patted his head. What's going on with this romance? Why can your observers be so good? Missy vs people who are ruthless before and then well behaved, big dog, I love it. Duke Miston also has today, thanks to Ching Ching, and thanks to Director Chi for allowing us to see the real Duke of Miston. One after another, other guests also came out of the tent. Uzion sat down beside Si fucking, rubbed her head, and asked in a low voice, "Did you sleep well last night?" "It's okay," Si fucking thought for a while, "it's just that Ziobai sleeps very dishonestly, sometimes he sleeps like an octopus, and sometimes he sleeps like a Dunhuang flying goddess." Bai Jinyu. She, is her sleeping position so dishonest? In this way, even if her forepaws are tightly grasped, she will not have any problems even if she is so small. Uzion raised her eyebrows slightly, "It's very similar to you." "What's so similar to me?" Si fucking's fox eyes slightly widened. "I sleep very honestly, lying like a dead body, without moving." Uzion lowered her head, hooked her chin with her fingers and smiled. "The action is very honest, but every time I open my eyes, the girl's quilt is on the ground." Si fucking looked lazily. "The quilt is dishonest, what does it have to do with me?" Uzion hummed lightly, "I'd rather you be dishonest." He, people are dishonest, I understand, you must hug them to sleep." "Ching ching baby, hurry up, become an octopus and entangle him to death, let him die with all his might. Is there anything that my paid member can't see, let them all out." After repeated trials and tribulations, Director Chi has developed a strong psychological endurance. He looked at the barrage that was becoming more and more undisguised, and the words were more and more aggressive, and he pushed his glasses very calmly. "Our live broadcast will not be blocked, right?" The assistant director tremblingly said, "Why, probably not, right? We are an upright survival variety show." When the assistant director said this, someone in the live broadcast room had already started writing texts with barrage. Director Chi was silent for a moment, and then praised sincerely, "It's really honest." Deputy Director. On the other side, the League of Divine Doctors. The League of Divine Doctors has been very busy recently, and the whole village is preparing for the official departure. Zhang Changfeng, as the head of the elders group, was so busy that his feet never touched the ground. It was rare for him to have a little time to sit down and rest at noon today. As soon as he sat down, Zhang Changning came to him with some snacks. "Brother, you have worked hard." Zhang Changfeng called to stop in time, "Stay 3 meters away from me, don't come close. If you don't have anything to show your courtesy, you can either rape or steal." The last time Zhang Changning called his brother, he turned around and took away a basket of his newly developed herbs. The last time Zhang Changning called him brother, he was given laxatives again, and kept running to the toilet during the elder meeting. When Zhang Changning called out the name brother again, Zhang Changfeng had to think about his life safety. Okay, sure enough, Zhang Changning didn't come closer. She had no expression on her face. "Don't put on that expression, I won't bully you, I just came to tell you, I plan to get married soon, that's all." After she finished speaking, she turned and left without taking any new medicinal ingredients. "Well, marriage, good things." Wait, Zhang Changfeng suddenly realized something was wrong. He stepped forward instantly, clasped Zhang Changning's shoulders, and his voice sank. "What do you say you want to do?" "Get married." Zhang Changning didn't think there was anything wrong. "Si is getting married soon, and I plan to marry her together." The veins on Zhang Changfeng's forehead twitched, and the voice came out from between his teeth, "Who will you marry?" His sister is only 25 this year, so she is getting married so early? He did not allow Zhang Changning to marry young and enter the grave of marriage. Zhang Changning let out a breath slowly. "Brother, do you have poor eyesight and selectively ignore people? Su Yang has lived in our house for a long time." In the beginning, Mother Zhang forced Su Yang to live in Jiang's house, and later Su Yang had a bedroom in Jiang's house. "No," Zhang Changfeng flatly refused, "he is a few years older than you, too old." Zhang Changning snorted, then I'm looking for someone my age. Zhang Changfeng was indifferent, my peers are naive. The younger one. The little one just wants to lie to you. Anyway, I just came to inform you, I didn't intend to discuss it with you. Zhang Changning patted the snack box, I have already made a decision. When Sisi gets married, I will marry her. You just need to be my best man. After saying that, there was a slight disgust in her eyes. How old is she? I can't even find a girlfriend, and my sister-in-law has never been seen. Zhang Changfeng only felt that he had been shot in the heart, and he was expressionless. You can get married, but you are now the head of the medicine hall of the Divine Doctor League. If he wants to marry you, he must pass the test of the Divine Doctor League. Zhang Changning blinked, it's okay, anyway, Su Yang is Sic's younger brother, and Sisi will help him. Zhang Changfeng. He almost forgot about it. Zhang Changfeng took a deep breath, both of you, get lost. Okay. Zhang Changning moved quickly, brother, I'll go to the program team to find him, and you can play by yourself. I'm a great singer. Program group. Su Yang is the first tutor in this music competition show. Besides him, there are several other music tutors, including Xining, who has always been very popular. Xining was once a top player, but his popularity has dropped a lot in the past 2 years. This time she joined the program group, and has been pursuing Su Yang in private. Xining clearly realized that she was not strong enough to continue to be popular like Xiu and Su Yang. And frying CP is the easiest way to become popular, and you don't need to pay anything. Su Yang, Xining stopped Su Yang again, men are unmarried and women are unmarried, it's normal for me to pursue you, what's wrong with me, why should I let you avoid snakes and scorpions? Su Yang stopped, feeling a little bored, but he still maintained his etiquette and restrained himself from swearing, sorry, I already have a girlfriend. Xining was stunned for a moment, then pursed his li after having everything taken away, she returns as a god. Author, Qing Qian. Chapter 1076. He doesn't have a birthday, never a birthday. In his previous life, he was considered an ominous person, and was thrown out of the palace by his biological mother not long after he was born. He didn't have a name, and he grew up eating a lot of food. He was not taken back to the palace until his biological mother regained favor and became the imperial concubine when he was 9 years old. But it's not because the emperor and imperial concubine love him so much, but because the blood of the great Xia royal family must not be left outside. Very ridiculous reason. The emperor placed him in a corner of the cold palace and left him alone. When the imperial concubine thought of him occasionally, she would only think of her own humiliating and disfavored days, and repeatedly tried to strangle him to death. The eunuchs and maids in the palace have always acted on the eyes of others, and when they saw that he was not favored, they beat or scolded him wantonly and insulted him. In the huge palace, he is the lowest creature, anyone who passes by can step on him. Until he ascended the throne. From then on, the people above 10,000 people worshipped him all over the world. It doesn't matter if he has a name or not, and if he doesn't pass his birthday, he has already held the power in his hands. To survive and ascend to the throne of God was his goal before the age of 14, and what he set his eyes on was his. However, after he was 14 years old, he saw that the people in the 5 prefectures of Great Xia had no means of living, mourning everywhere, only the imperial capital Yong'an city was full of extravagance and corruption. He thought that he finally had his lifelong pursuit and dream. May he be able to see the prosperous and great summer in his lifetime. Even if it takes his life, it will not hesitate. What's more, his fate is in his own hands. But the high place is very cold, this position is indeed too lonely, the word confidant is easy to write, but it is difficult. It is said that His Majesty is long-lived Jinan, but he did not live as long as the courtiers hoped. After expelling the barbarians from the 5 states of Daxia, he fell asleep at the age of 27. Opening his eyes again, Uzion never thought that he would have a name of his own, and travel across the millennium to the prosperous Great Sea that he had once looked into the distance. The mountains and rivers here are peaceful, and the people are safe and sound. This is the prosperous and great summer he had imagined. But the beautiful world made him feel very unreal, and the bloody battlefield in the dream still bound him. Only this time when he woke up from a long dream, someone was watching him. "I saw your brows were furrowed, did you have a nightmare?" The girl lowered her head and put her hands on his cold forehead. "What did you dream about? Tell me." He was silent for a moment, held her hand, and smiled. "It's just that I have nightmares occasionally, and I have forgotten the things in my dreams." "Since it is a nightmare, then it's worth not mentioning it. Speak out when you have something on your mind, don't keep it in your heart." She patted his head again and muttered, "You emperors are so full of thoughts, you still need someone to guess. The real man above 10,000 people will never allow people to guess what he is thinking." But she could completely guess what he was thinking. Even if he doesn't say it, she knows it. The girl's eyes are bright. "Look, I'm by your side now, and all my friends are here. The past is the past, and I won't abandon you." He was silent for a long time, then smiled lightly after a while. His eyes softened. "I know." She tilted her head again. "By the way, you won't forget what day it is today, will you?" Uzion raised her eyes. "What? Today? The 6th day of June." He raised his hand and stroked where his heart was. "It's your birthday, dang dang." I fucking took out a plate from behind as if conjuring, and held it up in front of him. "The birthday cake is here, it was ready just now. I saw you sleeping all the time, so I didn't bother you." He raised his eyebrows, a little surprised. "You did it?" He still remembered the bowl of noodles she served him when she accompanied her as a ghost in his previous life. "It's a weird smell that I can't forget." But what she did, no matter how hard it was to swallow, he would finish it anyway. "No," she held her chin and blinked her fox eyes. "I don't want to poison you, but I designed the cake. Here, this is you and this is me. I am on top and you are on bottom." He looked at her, his heart was completely filled with softness. "There are more, this is a gift." She took out another box and opened it. "Although the dragon robe embroidered for you at that time is still in Kinjunman's safekeeping, it has almost become tattered after 1,000 years. I did one more thing, look. Inside the box is a dragon robe, which is moon embroidered, and the embroidery stitches are also the most difficult ones." He frowned, checked her hand quickly, and asked, "Does it hurt?" She was stunned. "It doesn't hurt." "Don't embroider." He squeezed her hand and said in a low voice, "There is no Emperor Yin anymore, and I am not your majesty." "You deserve it." She looked at it very seriously. "No matter what era it is, you are Emperor Yin, don't deny your credit." Yin Huang's contribution can never be described by cold words in history books. Only by seeing that era with your own eyes will you know how magnificent the real history is. Yeah, he patted her head and smiled again. "I just feel sorry for you, but I like everything you do. Then go change your clothes and blow out the candles." I fucking pushed him and urged, "Go quickly, I will light candles for you, you go change your clothes, and then we will make a wish together." He changed his clothes and came out of the cloakroom. She had already lit the candles. The girl was wearing very simple home clothes. Under the light, her skin was dyed with a thin layer of light, as soft as cotton candy. He stood quietly at the door of the bedroom with a gentle expression on his face. "Just watching her from a distance is excellent." "Hey, there's wind." I fucking looked at the candle dangling by the wind. "I close the window, this candle can't be blown out by the wind." These words suddenly brought Uzion's memory back to a few years ago. That day was also the 6th day of June. He still remembered what happened that day. At that time, Mo Yanwen said beside him, "Your Majesty, it's windy. I'll close the window." Of course, the wind is moving, but to him, it is not the wind or the banner. It was he who was moved. To this day, he still has an irresistible heartbeat for her. How could he not love her? Okay, yes, I fucking said cheerfully, beckoning to him, you can make a wish. He sat down beside her as promised, closed his eyes, blew out the candles, and listened to her singing birthday song to him. The steps couldn't be simpler, but it was the first time he celebrated his birthday seriously. He felt his face being poked. Aju, what wish did you make? Say it, and I will make it come true for you. He opened his eyes, her face was close at hand, and her eyes were as bright as stars. He smiled slightly, the wish is you. I wish that in this life, I will join hands with her to protect Daxia forever. His Majesty's birthday congratulations are coming. Today is His Majesty's birthday, and it's also a day for him to love. Double your popularity on your birthday. Babies can click into the character page to support His Majesty. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. After having everything taken away, she returns as a god. Author, Qing Qian. Chapter 1077. Not to mention, after Su Yang was retrieved by the Li family, his status in the big family circle of Siju City was not low. The Li family is a century-old wealthy family. This kind of wealthy family attaches great importance to family status, and has always looked down on these actors in the entertainment industry. Shi Ning is from the Shi family. Although the Shi family is not considered a first-class family in the 49 city, it can still squeeze into the top 20. At least she was of a nobler background than other entertainment stars, and she was considered to be in the same family as the Li family. What's more, in recent days, because Xia Yu and his girlfriend participated in the love drama Single and Going to Hell, Su Yang was also pulled out by fans and jokingly called the great magician who has been single for nearly 30 years, how could it appear out of thin air? A girlfriend? Shi Ning was certain that this was just an excuse Su Yang came up with to refuse her pursuit. Fake lies to lie to you, Su Yang laughed angrily, his voice was cold, you don't think you are important, do you? I make up lies to lie to you. Do you deserve it? Shi Ning was shocked by his words. No matter in public or in private, Su Yang has always been gentle and refined, even if he is far away from him, he will still be very polite, and he will never say heavy words or foul language. Shi Ning's body trembled a little, he was humiliated and angry. After being slapped in the face, she was even more resolute and refused to let Su Yang leave. Okay, you said you have a girlfriend, but what about your girlfriend? Who has seen it? Besides Teacher Si, which opposite sex have you had contact with? Even your assistants are men, what about your girlfriend? Su Yang's cleanliness is well known in the entertainment industry. Every time Shi Ning said something, Su Yang's expression became colder, and his eyes became colder little by little. She didn't want to say a word to Shi Ning. The phone rang at this moment, which was very concerned. Zhang, I'm here, where are you? This news swept away Su Yang's depression, his brows and eyes widened, he dialed Zhang Changning's phone number directly, and his voice softened, I was delayed for some things, I will come out to find you. Su Yang, Shi Ning naturally couldn't stop Su Yang, a man, she stomped her feet and could only watch Su Yang leave. She did like Su Yang very much, but compared to her career, Su Yang seemed insignificant. She wanted to pull Su Yang to hype her up and raise her popularity. But now to speculate on a real person CP does not necessarily require the cooperation of the other party. Shi Ning had an idea in his mind, his eyes flickered, and he turned back to his private lounge to pack his things. At the end of November, the beginning of winter has passed, and the weather is getting colder. Zhang Changning put on a coat, sunglasses, and a mask, wrapped up so that even fans couldn't recognize him. She doesn't have much ambition, She only participates in some variety shows from time to time, or is invited to dance and sing at some performances. Fans follow the true master, and her fans are also very Buddhist, neither fighting nor grabbing. Su Yang came by car. He quickly pulled Zhang Changning into the car, and helped her fasten her seat belt. "What's delayed?" Zhang Changning asked. "Is there anything I can do to help?" "Well, it's not a troublesome thing, it's just." Su Yang's eyelashes moved slightly. He paused, and then said, "Someone just confessed to me." Zhang Changning was not emotional, and then Su Yang coughed lightly. "I said I have a girlfriend." "Oh." Zhang Changning nodded. "Then you're pretty good." Su Yang glanced at his girlfriend quickly, and this glance contained resentment, but she said that I lied to her because I never saw my girlfriend give me anything, and said that this girlfriend was fabricated by me out of thin air. Zhang Changning has a cool and quiet temperament, and she doesn't want to make it public and ruin her quiet life. Even though Su Yang wanted to announce to the whole world that he was the master at the first moment, he still followed her will. Zhang Changning blinked, and she pondered for a moment. "That's right, then when you record the show next week, I'll come over and give you some snacks." Su Yang succeeded in his goal, and his eyebrows and eyes stretched, but his face remained calm and gentle. "There's no need to send snacks, just come here." The car starts. Zhang Changning looked sideways at the scenery outside the window, and suddenly said, "Today I went to find my brother." Stab. The car screeched to a stop. Zhang Changning turned his head slowly. "Why do you react so strongly?" Su Yang really became nervous all of a sudden. He sat up straight, put his hands on his knees, and sat upright like a primary school student. "Huh? Say, did you say anything?" He and Zhang Changning had been in love for a long time, and they officially got together after a long time of contact. Mother Zhang has always liked him very much, and Father Zhang accepted him later. Only his brother-in-law Zhang Changfeng always had a paralyzed face when he saw him, and he couldn't even smile. Zhang Changning said that Zhang Changfeng had facial nerve problems and had always suffered from facial paralysis, but he was still very worried. Zhang Changning was very calm. "I said I'm getting married." "Married?" Su Yang's complexion paled instantly, and his eyes lost their luster. Then I won't go, don't invite me." Zhang Changning. For the first time, she felt helpless. Su Yang lowered his head. His expression was very lonely. His whole body was like a big dog that fell into the water. Zhang Changning pressed his head, and exhaled slowly. "I'd better go back and tell my brother that I'm not married, or what should I do if you lower my EQ in the future?" Su Yang suddenly raised his head, his eyes widened, and he stammered for the first time, with me. Did he hear correctly? Zhang Changning looked at her expressionlessly. "Why not with Erhuang?" "Erhuang is a big yellow dog raised by the elder Tais Hang." Su Yang blurted out, "No. Cross-species love has no good results." Zhang Changning was made laugh by him. She raised her eyebrows, her expression became more vivid. "If Xiaoyu heard what you said, would he hit you?" "It doesn't matter." Su Yang turned his head away, the tips of his ears blushed quietly. "I have a wife, and he is still working hard." "Not yet." Zhang Changning shrugged. "Sisi and I have agreed before that if we get married in the future, we will hold a wedding together." Su Yang nodded, and there was another sudden movement. He remembered that he hadn't told Sci-fi about his relationship with Zhang Changning. "Cut first and play later, shouldn't you be beaten?" "Well, no." Su Yang took a deep breath, calmed down, stepped on the accelerator, and the car drove away. The filming of the second season of Single and Going to Hell went very smoothly, and the process is already over halfway. With a big wave of his hand, Director Chi gave the guests and love observers a 3-day vacation, and by the way appeases his heart that has been constantly being pounded these days. Sci-fi specially hosted a banquet for Ying Zijian, Fu Yunqian, Jun Muqian, and Rong Qing at Linhai in Dongzhou. Dongzhou is the guardian land of the Ji family, and Ji Xingzi, as the current head of the Ji family, also attended the banquet. Zhang Changfeng, the great elder of the Miracle Doctors League, Mo Yan, the head of the Mo family, and Wen Wen, the great elders of the Feng family, also gathered together. Brother, you are awesome, really awesome. Ji Xingzi gave Sci-fi a thumbs up. Brother, you were only in Liberty Island before, but now you can run in several universes. If my strength in the future is enough, I still count on you, boss, to keep covering me in the universe. Sci-fi had no expression on his face. I will kick you into a black hole and let you be swallowed by the turbulence of the universe. Ji Xingzi was taken aback. Brother, we are friends of life and death anyway, you can't be so violent. On Myoji, Yang Zijin slowly opened his eyes. Aptitude is very good, that's the character. She fell silent. She felt like she had encountered a male version of Fifth Moon. Ying, don't pay attention to him, he has always been very evasive. Sci-fi pointed to Zhang Changfeng. This is the current great elder of the Divine Doctor League I told you about, Zhang Changfeng. Yang Zijin nodded slightly. However, Zhang Changfeng was a little nervous, and a different expression appeared on his paralyzed face. Hello. Ying and I exchanged some medical skills and jointly developed some new prescriptions. Sci-fi handed a file bag to Zhang Changfeng. It's just that some medicinal materials are only available on our side, and some medicinal materials are only available on Ying's side. We will prepare the medicinal materials after a while. World-to-world communication does not necessarily have to be a StarCraft, forcing all worlds onto one platform. Independent development and common communication is the best win-win situation. Thank you very much. Zhang Changfeng took a deep look at her. The preparations of the League of Divine Doctors are similar. They have reached cooperation agreements with major hospitals and are ready to start work at any time. Although modern technology is developing faster and faster, the medical skills left by the ancestors still have essence. Some intractable diseases cannot be cured without ancient medical techniques. In the past, after Emperor Yin ascended the throne, there was a great epidemic in the Great Xia dynasty, causing countless deaths and injuries. It was the genius doctors of the God Doctor League who took action to end the disaster. Only by combining the Divine Doctor League with modern hospitals can it play its greatest role. Okay, Sci-fi raised his eyebrows. Our purpose is to compete with the King of Hades. Okay, let's all sit down and eat. Why didn't Ning Ning come with you? Zhang Changfeng. With a slumped face, he said coldly, of course I went with my boyfriend. How can I remember my brother? Sci-fi was taken aback, very surprised. Boyfriend? When did it happen? She really couldn't imagine what it was like for Zhang Changning to fall in love. This time it was Xiaoyu who spoke. Has it been a while? Well, I don't know the specifics. Have you seen it? Sci-fi's fox eyes narrowed, and he looked over lightly. With whom? Keeping it from me. Xiaoyu coughed a few times. I have seen it, I have seen it, Su Ziun has seen it too, but they. Xiaoyu said it quite implicitly. Zhang Changfeng sold Su Yang unceremoniously. It's Su Yang, he has already lived in my house. Sci-fi's eyes narrowed even tighter, his fingers made a clicking sound, but his voice was very calm. Su Yang, good, good. This boy Su Yang actually abducted her family. Ning Ning. Why does she always lure wolves into the house? But right now Su Yang is not around. Sci-fi stares at Xiaoyu. Xiaoyu naturally felt the murderous aura. Bai Jinyu was still ignorant, brought Xiaoyu a glass of juice, and moved a plate of braised prawns. Yu, I want to eat prawns. Xiaoyu quickly lowered his head, and began to peel Bai Jinyu's shrimp, in order to resist Sci-fi's killing intent. Brother Zhang, after so many years of wandering around, our group of people have all gotten out of their orders. Fortunately, Ji Xingzi was stunned for a moment, then patted Zhang Changfeng on the shoulder vigorously. Fortunately, there is a good brother like you now. Like me, I have always been a single dog, which is great. Zhang Changfeng. His fist is very hard now, and he needs to smash Ji Xingzi's head to get better. What is being single for more than 20 years? Jun Muqian snapped his fingers and said lazily, I also know someone who has been single for a million years. You are still young, so don't worry. They already knew about the fact that Jun Muqian came from the prehistoric world, and they knew more clearly about the mythical books circulated in the Great Xia Empire, such as Pangu opened the sky, Nuo repaired the sky, Quafu chased the sun, Hao Yi shot the sun, Fengshen Bang, Journey to the West remember, and so on. Myths and legends are stories that actually happened in the wilderness. Ji Xingzi's eyes suddenly lit up, and he rubbed his hands together. How about, Master Hong Huang, can you introduce one for me? As soon as he said this, he was kicked by Sci-fucking. Ji Xingzi hugged his leg and felt wronged. Brother, I see you are in pairs, and my heart is bubbling with sourness. Jun Muqian thought for a moment, and said, it's not impossible, it's just that this long-distance relationship is already very bitter, and the long-distance relationship is even more difficult. You, long-distance love, how many times a year can you see each other? Ji Xingzi was like an eggplant beaten by frost, wilting, yes. How can I find a girlfriend? He heard that Mo's family had opened a love psychology class, so he decided to invite the teacher to teach Ji's family a few lessons. Ji Xingzi patted his thigh. Just do it. After eating, everyone watched the stars by the seaside, and the fortune tellers told their fortunes. Saifu was lying on the rocking chair, she turned her head, Ning Ning was also kidnapped, I didn't see anything. Hearing this, Yu Xian raised her eyebrows lightly, I know. If he hadn't fully expressed his intentions, she would not have been able to see it in her life. Okay, don't bring up the old score Sci-fucking muttered, you should think this way, I have never liked anyone before you, you are the first. Yeah, Yu Xian smiled slightly, so, I'm very happy. This guy Su Yang really hides deep enough. Sci-fucking took out his mobile phone, I'm going to his Weibo for archaeology. I don't believe I can't find any clues. If I find it, I will beat him up. Su Yang and Zhang Changning's CP fans are not as many as her and Zhang Changning's. Yu Xian just looked at her quietly and stayed by her side. Sci-fucking clicked on Su Yang's Weibo. 5 minutes ago, Su Yang posted a new Weibo, with a picture of a sachet with the word Ning on it, and various Chinese medicinal materials in the sachet. Why did my brother suddenly send out a sachet? Weird, out of character for him. If you are in love, you must be in love, and it cannot be anything else. The sachet looks like it was made by a girl. It's Ning, Ning is the one who has the most contact with Su Yang, right? I didn't expect the two of them to be dating in private, so romantic. Su Yang, danger. After having everything taken away, she returns as a god. Author, Qing Qian. Chapter 1078. Wow! Our sister Ning and Sushen participated in the program I Am a Singer together. They are both mentors, and they must have had a lot of exchanges in private. Is this considered Sushen's public confession to Ning? But why put a sachet? Who said Ning is Ning? Have you written down your sister's full name? There are quite a few people with the word Ning in the entertainment industry, right? Zhang Changning, Ye Dingning, and who said they were from the entertainment industry? Why is the word Ning exclusive to Ning? Well, Ye Dingning doesn't know, but Zhang Changning's face can't even smile, so it definitely can't be her. Take our Ning Ning away, baby Ning Ning and Ching Ching will be together forever. Netizens are surfing at high speed. Many people are discussing Su Yang's Weibo and starting to analyze the possibility of him and Ning. Xia Yu had just left his single relationship, and netizens had been very concerned about Su Yang's lifelong events. Hashtag Su Yang, Ning hashtag. Hashtag Su Yang, Zhang Changning hashtag. It's definitely Ning, You didn't watch the interaction between the two on the show, but it was so sweet. Su Shen even handed Shi Ning a bottle of water. Where is the sweetness? Su Shen is very polite to a dog. He will open the door if the dog wants to come in. There is a picture and the truth. Knocking on anything will only harm you. Most netizens are just enjoying the show, and only the CP fans of Shi Ning and Su Yang are dancing wildly. These CP fans are actually formed by Shi Ning's big fans. The purpose is not to really beat CP, but to wait for future purification and convert all CP fans into Shi Ning's only fans. In this way, Shi Ning's popularity will be increased and he will be able to stabilize his top position. Shi Ning, Sci-fi looked at the hot search, touched her chin and thought for a while, but she actually remembered where she had heard this name. When she first entered the entertainment industry, Sang Yanking laid out all the plans for her, including the opponents she would encounter at each stage, as well as the opponents' routes, characters, etc., and compiled detailed information for each. After all, there are only so many resources in the entertainment industry. If they are robbed by others, they will be gone. The competition among female stars is particularly fierce, especially those with the same route. Shi Ning is one of the 3 top women once listed by Sang Yanking. But Sang Yanking didn't expect that Sci-fi would go astray as soon as he started. When he acted in the first TV series The Demon, he had already faced Tong Luyun, the 3-time Best Actress in the Best Actress, and he suddenly surpassed other top stars. All left behind. Not to mention that the subsequent The King of the Country swept all TV drama awards, and Light directed by Chu Lingyun won her the title of Best Actress in The Grain. As a result, both Shi Ning and Ruan Yunyu have lost the qualification to compete with Sci-fi. To be precise, looking at the entire Daxia entertainment industry, no one can compete with Sci-fi. Therefore, Sci-fi and Shi Ning only met remotely at a few dinner parties and did not even communicate. Yu Xian's eyebrows moved. What's wrong? Are you smiling so happily? Sci-fi pointed at the screen of his phone. This guy really has no experience. When I didn't understand his little thoughts, he sent this to secretly show off the sachet that Ning Ning gave him. I didn't expect that it would be someone else. A tool for getting hot. In the entertainment industry for so many years, she has experienced harassment, especially when she has rivals. If she makes a mistake in a word, she will be clinging to it. There are many ways to market, and it's hard to guard against them. She didn't have to guess to know that Su Yang's Weibo with unknown purpose would be made a big fuss by Shi Ning's team. Yu Xian hummed, lowered his head, and gently rubbed the tip of her nose. You can tell him. He is not a good person. He actually kidnapped my good sister without telling me. Sci-fi pinched her wrist and said with murderous intent, I will tell him properly. She quit Weibo and called Su Yang's mobile phone number ruthlessly. At this moment, Su Yang was at Jiang's house. Zhang Changfeng went to Ji's house in Dongzhou today and was not in the Divine Doctor Alliance, which made him somewhat relieved. His uncle is really not easy to mess with. Su Yang also heard from Zhang Changning that Zhang Changfeng identified Sci-fi's identity as the celestial doctor with ghost hands just by relying on the scent of medicine. This sensitivity and ability to identify medicinal materials were indeed terrifying. Moreover, the Divine Doctor Alliance was full of medicinal materials, mostly poisons, so he was still a little worried that Zhang Changfeng would not like him and would kill him. Susu, how long have you lived here and you are still so polite? Eat what you should eat and drink what you should drink. Jiang's mother was very enthusiastic. Today your father brewed a new medicinal wine. It is good for the spleen. Drink more. Who is his father? Jiang's father glared. Don't randomly identify relatives. I only have one son and one daughter. Mother Jiang's eyes were even wider than his. I said you are, what's wrong? Father Zhang shut up. He didn't dare to refute Mother Zhang. Su Yang's ears quietly turned a little red again, and he coughed lightly. Thank you, Auntie. Why don't you call me aunt? Call me mom. Mother Zhang was very tough. Ning Ning has already told me today that you are planning to get married. You have been living together for so long anyway, so you should change your words now. Zhang Changning nodded, very calmly. Father Zhang looked at Zhang Changning in disbelief. Why didn't you tell me? Zhang Changning snorted and poured a glass of medicinal wine. It's useless to tell you. Father Zhang. Today he was stabbed in the heart by his wife and daughter. Father Zhang snorted coldly and looked at Su Yang with a very unkind look. Well, our Ning Ning has been as cold-faced as her brother since she was a child. I have been worried about her lifelong events. Jiang's mother sighed. You just said that her brother died alone, how could she? Okay. It's okay. With you here, Susu, she laughs more often. Su Yang lowered his head slightly, his ears turned redder, and he hummed softly. Zhang Changning suddenly reached out and touched his ears. Your ears are so red, are they very hot? Su Yang's body straightened instantly. Stop pinching. Zhang Changning also let go of his hand obediently. Drink more wine to nourish your kidneys. When Su Yang heard the last two words, his eyes darkened little by little. He thought about it for a while and was about to speak when his cell phone rang. The caller ID said "Si fucking." Su Yang suddenly woke up. He stood up suddenly, grabbed his phone and rushed out. His heart was beating violently and his hands were shaking for a long time before he finally pressed the answer button. Sister. A very cute shout. Su Yang, you've become more capable. The voice on the other end of the phone was light and airy. I'm also your matchmaker, right? Why don't you tell the matchmaker? Su Yang. He closed his eyes and finally realized in despair that things were often the opposite of what he imagined. Do you think Ning Ning can't read the Weibo you posted, and I can't read it either? Si Feuding heard that his breathing was a little heavier, and raised an eyebrow. Secretly confess, you are quite good at it? Of. Su Yang reluctantly found her voice. Sister, are you still checking Weibo? Who said that Si fucking never posts on Weibo no matter what the big deal is? Isn't it finally known that you have escaped from the ranks of single aristocrats and went to Weibo to tease you? Si fucking said calmly. It's your first time making it public, so you don't have much experience, right? You can follow me as soon as you finish posting. Ning Ning has eaten, right? She didn't look at what netizens are discussing now. Su Yang kept her mouth shut, not daring to say a word. He does have little experience in this area, and his Weibo account has not been logged in all year round. Any important matters are handled by the studio account. Su Yang can be said to be a breath of fresh air in the entertainment industry. She does not hype, market, or act, she just quietly releases songs. He has posted very few times on Weibo in the past few years. Apart from releasing a new album, this is the only one related to Zhang Changning. Think carefully about how you can thank me as a matchmaker. Si fucking smiled. I will also thank you for how you helped my Ning Ning get out of singlehood. Su Yang suddenly heard the murderous intention contained in it. Okay, I won't scare you anymore. Si fucking added. Go and accompany Ning Ning. Su Yang breathed a sigh of relief. Thank you, sister. Call ended. He trudged back to the restaurant. Father Zhang went to the kitchen to wash the dishes, and Mother Zhang sat in the living room watching TV. Zhang Changning turned his head. Did Si call you just now? Yes. Su Yang hugged her from behind, placed his chin on her shoulder, and blinked his eyelashes lightly. Sister scolded me. He spoke calmly, but his eyes said come and coax me. Zhang Changning nodded. It's normal. Su Yang. He's going to make a scene. Su Yang was silent for a moment and asked, can it be officially made public? Yes. Zhang Changning answered quickly this time. Brother and the others are going to hold a press conference tomorrow, and we will make it public after that. The press conference of the Divine Doctor Alliance. Su Yang nodded slightly and smiled. In this way, you will become a famous person. The fact that Zhang Changning and Zhang Changfeng are siblings is not a secret in the entertainment industry. Zhang Changning sighed, "I still don't want to be popular." She just wanted to farm quietly and occasionally give SI fucking some of her father's medicinal materials. On the other side, Xining's studio. As SI fucking expected, everyone on Xining's team cheered up after Su Yang posted this Weibo post. "Aining, what a great opportunity, great," Xining's manager was in high spirits, "this is simply a wave of enthusiasm that comes to your doorstep. You can't waste it without taking advantage of it." Xining didn't expect Su Yang to post such a Weibo. But she has been in the entertainment industry for so many years and is well versed in the principles of the entertainment industry. She frowned, "What if something happens? Riding on the popularity, you may become famous overnight, or you may collapse overnight." She was still quite afraid of Xining's cleanliness these years. "What are you afraid of? You are no longer as popular as before, so you need a topic," the manager said. "You only need to secretly post a cryptic Weibo tomorrow, and you can make fans endlessly daydream." Xining's eyes moved. "But we know that this matter must be false. If it gets bigger, Su Yang will definitely clarify it," the agent continued. "When the CP fans are heartbroken, they will become your only fans, no matter what, no matter what. This is a good thing for you." Xining was moved. "Okay, then you ask the studio to edit the copy, and I will publish it tomorrow." The manager nodded and frowned, but it seems that he is really in love. "This Ning can't really be Zhang Changning, right?" Zhang Changning, when Xining heard the name, there was a bit of disdain in his eyes. She was just lucky enough to be in the same group as SI fucking. Is there anything else that makes her stand out? The Li family won't allow it. She married an ordinary person. We don't have to worry about who this Ning is. Obviously the woman doesn't want to make it public. Maybe she is a wealthy lady from outside the circle, the manager nodded. When the show is recorded tomorrow, you can create a few, and so there are opportunities for movement or verbal communication. Xining was full of confidence. "I understand." Now that Su Yang had brought the opportunity to her, of course she had to take advantage of it. The next day, the external press conference of the Divine Doctor Alliance was officially held in Siju City. Under the leadership of Qin Junmen, many media and celebrities in the medical field came to the scene, including Qin Yuzong, who had been treated by SI fucking. "I can actually see the birth of the Divine Doctor Alliance in my lifetime. I always thought that the Divine Doctor Alliance was used by unofficial officials to beautify Emperor Yin. Yin Huang still uses beautification. No history books have written about his 3-point momentum. Alas, the 3 families and 4 alliances are all here. It would be great if His Majesty Emperor Yin could see them." The media were also very excited. This is an opportunity to have close contact with 3 companies and 4 alliances. "Everyone, please be quiet," Xiao Wenjian patted the microphone. "This time the Divine Doctor Alliance was born. It was indispensable without the help of Your Majesty, Mr. Yu and Miss Si. It was them who brought the 3 families and 4 alliances together again. The hardships along the way do not need to be told to the world, as long as the people of the 5 states of Daxia get the best enjoyment." The media and netizens in the live broadcast room all listened very carefully. "Now, please allow me to invite the Great Elder of the Divine Medical Alliance to introduce this cooperation project to us," Xiao Wenjian said. Everyone applaud. Pa, pa, pa. The applause was like thunder and endless. "The Great Elder of the Divine Doctor Alliance, I seem to be reading a novel. Is he a fairy-like old man?" As soon as the name Great Elder comes out, it gives people a sense of vicissitudes of life. "I heard that the Divine Doctor Alliance has joined forces with major hospitals to set up a foundation and is fighting cancer. Cancer patients will be saved in the future." Under countless cameras, Zhang Changfeng slowly walked to the center of the high platform and straightened the microphone. "Hello everyone, I am very happy and honored to have reached cooperation with major hospitals on behalf of the Divine Medical Alliance." Zhang Changfeng nodded slightly, still with an expressionless face. I am Zhang Changfeng, the current Grand Elder of the Divine Medical Alliance, and this joint meeting will be held by I host. Netizens can no longer hear the rest of the words. They stared at Zhang Changfeng blankly, unable to type. After an unknown amount of time, a red barrage with enlarged fonts appeared in the live broadcast room. Zhang Changfeng, aren't you a humming gamer? The famous god of electricity, lightning, turned into the vicissitudes of the great elder of the Divine Doctor Alliance. Zhang Changfeng? It can be predicted that the extra chapter is beginning to come to an end. Babies who have monthly votes can vote for one. The pairing of Su Yang and Zhang Changning, well, they feel a bit like a girl and a boy. 23,333. Our Ningning is an emotionally stable girlfriend. See you tomorrow. After having everything taken away, she returns as a god. Author, Qing Qian. Chapter 1079. Netizens who watched the press conference of the League of Divine Doctors really couldn't connect Zhang Changfeng with the three words Great Elder. In their impression, anyone who can reach the level of a Great Elder is at least over 60 years old. For example, the Great Elder of the Mo family, or the Great Elder of the Feng family. What's more, the League of Divine Doctors is even more mysterious in everyone's mind. The members of the League of Divine Doctors they envisioned are all a group of supernatural beings, old men with a fairy air. Xiao Wenjian greeted the media in advance, and the media remained calm and continued with the live broadcast. However, netizens who were completely unprepared received too much impact and couldn't accept it for a while. He has been promoted to the Great Elder at a young age, and has entered the retirement mode in advance. Oh, so the Great Elder also has time to play games. To be honest, I did some archaeological research on Zhang Changfeng, and unexpectedly found that he also got a high ranking in the international joint exam. It is estimated that he plays games as a side job just like the goddess Si. Hey, I was just playing, and I accidentally finished the #1 assassin in the server. This cooperation project is led by the Divine Doctor Alliance and jointly carried out with major hospitals and medical organizations. Zhang Changfeng was still on stage, continuing to read, "We must continue to overcome major medical problems and solve current diseases such as cancer." Under the stage, Xiao Wenjian tilted his head, lowered his voice and said to Mu Qingmeng, "The son of the Zhang family is young, but his spirit is not low. The Divine Doctor League has a successor." Mu Qingmeng nodded slightly, expressing her agreement. "It just looks too cold, I don't know if I can find someone." Xiao Wenjian was choked. Since Mu Qingmeng was healed by Si fucking, she has been loyal to introduce women to the men and women of the Qinjun League, reducing the single rate in the league. Qinjun men will have fellowships every month, and participants can also increase performance points. Compared with the Mahusts, the single rate of Qinjun men has indeed dropped a lot. Xiao Wenjian would show off to Mo Yanwen from time to time. After Zhang Changfeng read the opening draft, he introduced several new discoveries in the medical field. The press conference ended satisfactorily amidst the constant shock of the netizens. 10 minutes after the show ended, the netizens were still in a trance. Zhang Changfeng didn't know that he had caused a huge impact on Daxia's netizens. He stepped down and shook hands with Xiao Wenjian. "Uncle Xiao, I really trouble you today." "You're too polite, Changfeng," Xiao Wenjian said with a smile. "The three families and the four alliances are originally one." "Thank you for what the family said." Mu Qingmeng was very concerned and said, "Changfeng, you haven't married yet, right? Why don't you stay in the Qinjunmen today, and I'll set up a game for you and other people of the same generation, and the young people will chat together." "No need, thank you," Aunt Mu. Zhang Changfeng shook his head. "There is still something to do in the Divine Doctor League, I have to go back and deal with it." "Then come again some other day." Mu Qingmeng was very enthusiastic. "My brat came back a while ago and was playing Oracle too. I really like you." Zhang Changfeng nodded, "Definitely." After he left, Xiao Wenjian and Mu Qingmeng also prepared to return to Qinjun League. "Leader, Madame Zhang Shuiyan stepped forward and reported to work. The arrangement for the end of the show has been completed, and Qing Yao and I are going to go to the north of the city to inspect now. Hey, good boy. Mu Qingmeng held Zhang Shuiyan and Ji Qinjiao's hands, and asked suddenly, when will you get married? Shall I officiate? This unexpected attack made Ji Qinjiao a little dazed. Hearing this, she subconsciously hid behind Zhang Shuiyan, with a blush creeping up her ears. Qinjiao, Madam doesn't eat people. Zhang Shuiyan held her hand instead, and smiled lightly. It's been a few years, and I'm thinking about getting married. Then you must tell me in advance, and I will prepare for you. Mu Qingmeng was very happy. Shuiyan and Qinjiao are both members of our Qinjun League, so this wedding must be held properly. Ma'am, you don't need to make a fuss, just keep it simple. Zhang Shuiyan smiled again. We don't care about these etiquettes either. That's fine. Mu Qingmeng sighed, as long as you're all well, I'll be at ease. Let's go. Xiao Wenjian looked at the back of the two leaving, feeling a little emotional for a while. Time flies so fast. Shui Han is about to start a family. Zhang Shuiyan's parents died because of a mission when Zhang Shuiyan was young, so he was taken to the Thousand Army League. He watched him grow up, and he is also the last descendant of Jiang's family left in Daxia. Although it wasn't Zhang Haiping's branch, Zhang Shuiyan had the Zhang family's blood in his body, and had the Zhang family's arrogance in his bones. Qing Yao's journey has been quite bitter, but luckily he's settled down now. Mu Qingmeng frowned again. It's much better than our brat. He's been running around all the time, and every time he comes back, he doesn't know how to bring a girl to meet him. See me. Xiao Wenjian smiled. Children and grandchildren have their own blessings, and we don't care about children's affairs. He snorted coldly in his heart. No matter how old Xiao Ling is, he always occupies Mu Qingmeng's attention. When he comes back next time, he will have a good talk. On the other side, on the way to the north of the city, Zhang Shuiyan suddenly stopped. He turned his head and smiled. Why, don't you want to marry me? If you don't want to, it's fine for us to do this. Ji Qinjiao was taken aback. She shook her head slightly. Her voice was very soft. No, it just feels very unreal. In the first 10 years of her life, she didn't experience any family affection. The Ji family's fame and fortune are paramount, and she has been left to fend for herself in the Qinjun League since she was a child. She has never cared about her, so she will not expect anything from the Ji family. Ji Qinjiao never thought that one day, she would have friends, relatives, and lovers. Well, it was also my negligence. Zhang Shuiyan frowned slightly, and hugged her gently. I didn't give you enough sense of security. It will make you have such thoughts? No, how could it be you? Ji Qinjiao lowered his head and was silent for a moment. It's just that I always feel that I'm not good enough, and I don't deserve the stability I have now. Zhang Shuiyan listened quietly. He also knew that she had been hurt too much in Ji's house. Even though it had been a long time, this hurt had become a deep gully, which needed time and people to heal. It won't happen in the future. Zhang Shuiyan patted her head, smiled faintly, and asked, when today's inspection work is over, I will accompany you to take annual leave and go to the program group to see Miss Si. How about it? Ji Qinjiao's expression lifted. Okay, maybe. I haven't seen Qing Qing for a long time. She thanked Si fucking for pulling her out of Ji's house. After 2 steps, Ji Qing shook his head and said, if you want to get married, let's go with Qing Qing. This time it was Zhang Shuiyan's turn to be stunned. After a while, he smiled again. Okay, I'll listen to you. On Weibo, the hot search has exploded at the moment. Hashtag God Doctor Alliance. Hashtag Great Elder. Hashtag Si fucking those inhuman friends. Hashtag Zhang Changfeng, you are awesome. I misread you, you kid is hiding deep enough. Dian Shen is the Great Elder of the Miracle Doctor League, so what is our position, Ning Ning? Ning Ning's family status is higher than Dian Shen at first glance, and must be above the Great Elder. Yes, What is above the Great Elder, the leader of the Divine Doctor League or the Supreme Elder? Zhang Changning, I misread you too. You said your family is a farmer farming, do you call this a farmer farming? Zhang Changning, farming in the League of Divine Doctors is not farming, any questions? No, no, no problem. Netizens are afraid that if they say a wrong word, they will be hunted down by Zhang Changfeng and Zhang Changning. Mao Si went to Sci-fi Weibo to ask how she met Zhang Changfeng. At V, how did you meet him? He just smelled the hand cream I gave Ning Ning, and immediately recognized me as a ghost doctor, and then stopped me in the street. Smile. Netizens. As expected of you. The friendship between the big guys is also very unusual. At this time, the League of Divine Doctors. Zhang Changfeng, who has no family status, is being tried by Jiang's mother. Look at you, your sister is 2 years younger than you, and she has already found a partner. How about you? Mother Zhang pinched Zhang Changfeng's ear resentfully. How many times have I told you, don't be a boss? This face will scare girls, but what about you? You still have a cold face at the press conference. Who are you going to kill? Zhang Changfeng was a little helpless. Mom, I was born. What's natural? You have to laugh. Do you understand? Mother Zhang sneered. Don't say you have a facial nerve problem. How can I not understand your medical skills? You won't be able to cure them. Zhang Changfeng just wanted to cover his ears and refuse the humming urge to marry him. Let me tell you, if you can't even have a relationship before the age of 30, you don't want to go back to this house. Mother Zhang put her hips on her hips. You are really too good. Jingle bell. The cell phone rang at this moment. Jiang's mother glared at Zhang Changfeng, and went to answer the phone. It's Jingmeng. Yes, yes, Changfeng is at home. Do you want to talk to me? Zhang Changfeng was rescued, and he was slightly relieved. Hey, okay, Jingmeng, do you really want to introduce someone to this kid? I don't think it's good. Who likes his face? What? You said that the facial paralyzed face is popular with girls. Mother Zhang was surprised. Really? Well then, let Changfeng introduce one to us and let him choose. Pooh, what does he choose? It's not bad for a girl to choose him. Zhang Changfeng returned to the room expressionlessly. He logged into Oracle and prepared to kill a few game bosses to relieve his anger. On the other side, Xining's studio. At 8 o'clock in the morning, when the press conference of the League of Divine Doctors started, Xining had already posted a Weibo according to the manager's plan. At V, good morning, with you in the future, every day is wonderful. Below the text is a picture of her picking herbs in the forest. This microblog is indeed very ambiguous, and it is thought-provoking. Coupled with Xining's big fans secretly guiding CP fans and netizens to kowtow CP, many people naturally thought that Xining's Weibo corresponded to Su Yang's Weibo last night. I said that Su Shen must be with Xining, but I don't know how many years they have been talking about, or did they talk about it on the show I Am a Singer? Handsome men and beautiful women, they match well. Let's knock together. I joined Suning CP a long time ago. How can you tell that they are together? Did the parties agree? What happened to Xining in the past few years? Not filming and acting well, and posting this kind of Weibo with unknown meaning every day. Wei fans, don't force your respect, this is obviously together. Who said that the official announcement must have a name? Hashtag Su Yang, Xining hashtag. Because there was a press conference of the League of Divine Doctors in front of it today, this entry was only ranked 10th in the most searched place, but it was also very eye-catching. Zhang Changning said slowly, so you posted such a Weibo. Su Yang coughed lightly, aggrieved, I was afraid that you would disagree, so I had no choice but to post like this. He also finally understood what Sci-fi was talking about. He actually doesn't care about being popular, but he must correct this name. Scared you? Zhang Changning shrugged, okay, let's make it public. Hearing this sentence, Su Yang immediately clicked on the Weibo that he edited in the draft box 3 years ago, and then posted it. Shi Ning is soaking in the hot spring at the moment, very comfortable. The silence was broken at this moment by the ringing of the bell. Shi Ning opened his eyes with some displeasure, and saw the caller ID on his phone. Ruan Yunyu. Shi Ning frowned. Since she debuted, she has been against Ruan Yunyu for 10 years. The media and netizens always like to compare the florets of the same period. Under the deliberate comparison of the marketing account, the fans are even more torn. Shi Ning and Ruan Yunyu are at the point of life and death, and she is also very loyal to grab Ruan Yunyu's film and television and fashion resources. It's just that Ruan Yunyu's luck is better than hers. Last year, she filmed a family drama and won a mainstream award. She has successfully transformed, but she is still spinning around in idol dramas. It is a lie to say that Shi Ning is not in a hurry. But these years, she hasn't settled down well, and her acting skills have indeed declined a lot. None of the dramas she auditioned for were successful. Ruan Yunyu broke up with her a long time ago. Why would she call her at this time? Shi Ning hesitated for a moment, but still picked it up. Hello? Shi Ning. Ruan Yunyu straight to the point. What are you doing now? I have to report to you no matter what I do. Shi Ning smiled. You don't think you are my company, do you? Shi Ning, don't you read Weibo? Are you still waiting to increase your popularity during the period when the public opinion is fermenting? Ruan Yunyu smiled slightly. You are all in the entertainment industry. It's been a year. Don't you know that unilaterally speculating on CP is the easiest way to overturn? Shi Ning's expression turned cold instantly. Ruan Yunyu, are you here to mock me? Do I need you to teach me how to do things? Yes, I'm here to mock you. Ruan Yunyu said very calmly. You won't forget how you maliciously robbed me of my role, right? I'm not hiding it like you. When I mock you, it's just mocking you openly, or first. Check Weibo. Shi Ning finally realized something was wrong. Her hands trembled before she clicked on Weibo. The home page is the official announcement of 2 love affairs. At V, my girlfriend who has been chasing after 3 years has finally become a fiancé. At V, yes. Su Yang, it's really not easy for me. The worst in this chapter is Zhang Changfeng. See you tomorrow. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. After having everything taken away, she returns as a god. Author, Qing Qian. Chapter 1080. In recent years, there have been quite a few stars in the entertainment industry to make official announcements, but this is the first time that Su Yang and Zhang Changning have such a simple official announcement. The hot search has exploded. Su Yang's own popularity is already extremely high, and he has long been promoted to the world's first-line singer king. Zhang Changning is cold-tempered, he is a Buddhist, and he doesn't fight or grab, but in the morning, the League of Divine Doctors announced its future medical plans, and all major circles are discussing the brother and sister Zhang Changfeng and Zhang Changning. In this way, the combination of Su Yang and Zhang Changning is far more than just 1 + 1 = 2, the effect explodes beyond imagination. Hashtag Su Yang, Zhang Changning Hashtag girlfriend becomes fiancé Hashtag real Sunaing CP Hashtag congratulations to Su Yang for getting rid of the ranks of being single Hashtag my brother, you are hiding it too much, right? You can't do it, you chased it for 3 years before you got it? My mother agreed to this marriage. Perfect match. Fairy match. Shensu is amazing, in my eyes Ning Ning is just a rock, and you can actually soften the rock. Get married and get married, I want to drink wedding wine. 90% of Su Yang's fans are his career fans. Seeing that he is nearly 30 years old, not to mention a girlfriend, and he doesn't even have any scandals, They are very worried that it is because after being cheated by Jinxie when he was a teenager, he completely closed his heart. Lock love. Zhang Changning has a large number of mother fans. The mother fans took a look at Su Yang, the son-in-law, and found that Zhang Changning was indeed a match for heaven and earth. They went to celebrate with Su Yang's fans. Amidst the jubilation, some netizens finally mentioned the forgotten Xining. What does Xining mean? My brother's girlfriend is Zhang Changning, and the sachet is still a medicine bag, so only Zhang Changning, who grew up in the League of Divine Doctors, knows how to use medicine. I have to say that Xining is quite good, so he specially took a photo of himself picking herbs. Xining, don't dawdle. If you have time to dawdle, can you accumulate and hone your acting skills? Old fan of Xining, I have been very disappointed in the past 2 years. Look at the TV series you filmed recently. What are you playing? You used to be very good at acting, how did you become like this now? In Xining's prediction, after she posted this unclear and daydreaming Weibo, she would gain a lot of CP fans first. When Su Yangfang clarifies, she can use the opportunity to say that her Weibo has no such meaning, abuse a wave of CP fans, and turn all CP fans into her only fans. But the development of things ran counter to what she had imagined. Su Yang didn't even clarify, and directly announced the relationship. Xining stared at the entry #Xining, Su Yang, underground love hashtag, which was the 12th most searched item, and his whole body seemed to be on fire, embarrassed and embarrassed. How could it be Zhang Changning? What contact did Su Yang have with Zhang Changning? Xining's voice trembled. Zhang Changning, why? I can imagine what you will say behind your back. On the other end of the phone, Ruan Yunyu said with a smile, you think that Zhang Changning's background is not as good as yours, and you look down on her, thinking that only you can be worthy of Su Yang, but why do you don't think about it? Why do you think she is an ordinary person? Every word hit Xining's pain point. Xining was powerless and furious. She said hysterically, Ruan Yunyu, shut up. Shut up, did you hear me? Ruan Yunyu said flatly, Xining, I'm calling you this time. Apart from mocking you, I'm paying homage to our dead friendship. It's also a formal notification to you that you are no longer my opponent. Xining froze suddenly. She opened her mouth, but couldn't utter a word for a while. The time was pulled back a long time ago, so long that 11 years have passed. She and Ruan Yunyu are both Xia Ying's students. They graduated in the first class. They are called Xia Ying's twin flowers. They are friends and best friends. But the relationship between them was completely gone after she stole the script of Ruan Yunyu's interview and took the position of the heroine. When Xining got this drama, he became an instant hit, and his starting point was higher than that of Ruan Yunyu. Ruan Yunyu has the same path as her, and is often compared by the public. At the beginning, her fans always mocked Ruan Yunyu for not being popular and not being awarded. She didn't restrain fans, because it could also satisfy her own psychological pleasure. But since when did she no longer have the qualifications to compare with Ruan Yunyu? When Xining was in a daze, Ruan Yunyu had already hung up the phone. Ruan Yunyu was also right. All the advantages she had created were exhausted at this moment, and most of her career fans were also lost after this incident. Xining's expression was a little dazed. If she hadn't stolen Ruan Yunyu's script and the heroine of that show back then, would things have been different today? Her career is just right, and she and Ruan Yunyu are also friends. It's a pity that there is no if, and there is no original. It was also at this time that Su Yang hurriedly posted a second Weibo. At V, clean and clean, only one girlfriend, one fiancé, and only one wife in the future at. Su Yang didn't have much reaction to Xining's interest in him, his only worry was that Zhang Changning would break up with him. So even if he died, he had to climb out of the coffin to clarify. You can have nothing, but absolutely not a girlfriend. Netizens almost died laughing at his clarification. Su Shen, Is innocence still there? This is very important to me. Probably gone, Sushen only has one love brain left. I'm crazy, I've already begun to imagine how beautiful Sushen and Ningning's child will be. At first, Zhang Changning and Si fucking belonged to the Starry Sky Girl group, and they were both the foil of the Captain Meng Shui. Even if they were on the hot search, they were all negative news. Zhang Changning has also been criticized many times that she is a cold-faced vase, useless. It wasn't until the Star Girl group was disbanded and Meng Shui quit the entertainment circle that everything was rectified. Celebrities in the circle who met Zhang Changning and Su Yang all sent congratulations, and Si fucking, as the matchmaker of the two, naturally also posted a Weibo. At V, my good friend is getting married soon, what should I get as a gift? At. Don't give it away, grab Ningning back, my Jiangxi CP can't be poured. Did you forget that you should get married yourself? Whoa, only the CP of a real couple is the best. Selfie in Jagaga, a certain female star, please do business seriously, don't let us remind you. Si Fu tilted his chin to read the moose's comments, and stretched out his hand to bump the waist of the man beside him. Hey, I've always been prepared. If you don't give me the proposal ring, how can we get engaged? Hearing the sound, Yu Zion turned his head, his pupils were dark, and his smile was faint. Before you were obsessed, I will accompany you to get rid of this obsession. You can let go of other things. I don't want you to let go trapped. Si fucking was slightly taken aback. Her obsession is to find the night to turn the tide. After confirming that Ye Wanlin was not in danger of life and just went to another world, her obsession did disappear. She believed that with Ye's ability to turn the tide, they would meet. That's why I misunderstood you. Si fucking leaned his head on his shoulder, I thought you deliberately showed me and didn't show me. Yu Zion's eyebrows moved slightly, and the smile on the side of her lips deepened. I hope you can misunderstand me more. Si fucking's fox eyes narrowed. His Majesty Yin Huang doesn't have the tendency to be abused, does he? Masochistic tendencies? No, Yu Zion said lightly, it's just the way you get angry when you misunderstand me, it's cute. Si fucking. She hardened her fist. So, she punched him in the chest. Yet to Yu Zion, this level of strength was nothing, and said lightly, it's like this. Si fucking accused him, you are really far from what is recorded in the history books. I told you before that I am right in front of your eyes, why do you need to know me through history books? Yu Zion smiled and looked at her very calmly, in front of other people, I may still need to play a role. Acting, but in front of you, I don't need it. A confidant, she is the only one. Si Fu tilted his head and murmured, I should have seen it earlier, you were wilted when you were young. Yu Zion didn't deny it, he closed his eyes slightly, blowing the wind quietly. By the way, the second season of Romance is also finished, and Aunt Mew invited us to a dinner at the Kinjun League this weekend. Si fucking clicked on the address book, Yin is in Xia University now, let him come over too. Xiata. Postgraduate Physics Laboratory Building. Nian Yin was doing an experiment with Lin Jiwan, and after successfully completing the experiment, both of them breathed a sigh of relief. Lin Jiwan and Nian Yin have known each other for a long time, and they were at the same table in high school, so she gradually came into contact with the circle of evolutionists. She tilted her head and looked behind Nian Yin frequently, so, you really have wings. Nian Yin touched the bones on his back subconsciously, and nodded slightly, yes. Wow, really? Just like those genetically mutated mutants in sci-fi movies, Lin Jiwan stared, can you transform it, let me touch it? Nian Yin couldn't resist her gaze, and immediately turned his head, okay. But right now, he is still in the laboratory. He is afraid that the power of the evolutionary will blow up the laboratory after it is released, so he drags Lin Jiwan to the small forest behind the laboratory building. Shua. The wind suddenly rang, the white wings spread out suddenly, the holy light flowed, holy and noble. Lin Jiwan's eyes became brighter, and she boldly reached out her hand to touch Nian Yian's wings. Do you feel it when I touch you like this? Nian Yian's ears moved, took a deep breath, and replied, yes. For him, the wings are also his organs, a part of the body, and it feels natural to be touched by others. Apart from his family and teachers, Lin Jiwan was the first person to touch his wings. How does it feel? Lin Jiwan pinched the edge of his wings again, and commented, the feel of your wings is like when I went to the countryside to stroke big geese when I was young. Nian Yian was choked, it's a little itchy. Lin Jiwan touched it for a while, and then withdrew his hand contentedly. Then, dear table maid, can you take me to fly in the sky? Nian Yian was taken aback. He did lead people, but he carried them with 2 hands. But carrying Lin Jiwan like this will make her uncomfortable, right? Nian Yian stammered, my wings are on my back, and I can't carry you on my back. How can I carry them? Silly, what a simple matter. Lin Jiwan gave him a contemptuous look, you can carry me in your arms. When Nian Yian heard the word hug, his ears turned red, and he continued to stumble, isn't this good? Man, what are you shy about? Lin Jiwan patted him on the shoulder, it's okay, I'm not afraid, just be bold. Nian Yian. He fears. But in the end, he accepted Lin Jiwan's suggestion and hugged her up. The first time he hugged a girl, Nian Yian was shocked by her softness. His body trembled and he almost fell from the sky. Lin Jiwan was taken aback, what are you shaking, aren't you a transcendent grade evolutionary? Why are you flying so erratically? Nian Yian. His wisdom is completely ruined today. Early the next morning, the single going to hell program group office. Zhang Shuiyan and Ji Qinjiao took leave of absence and made a special trip to visit Sci-fi at the filming location. After director Qi learned that the two were also a couple, his eyes lit up, and he immediately asked them to be flying guests and join the filming of this episode. You guys are getting married too, Sci-fi hugged Ji Qinjiao, it's a good thing, it's really great, when? If there is peace in the future, those sufferings before will be worth it. Zhang Shuiyan smiled, Yao wants to hold a wedding with Miss Si, so I still need to see Miss Si. Si glanced at Yu Ziyan, don't look at me, look at him. Zhang Shuiyan's eyes flickered slightly, Mister, you must be preparing a grand wedding for Miss Si. There's no need for prosperity anymore. Si shook his head slightly, it's enough to treat family and friends to dinner, I don't expect anything extravagant. Now, a stable life is already her biggest wish. Several people chatted about the Qinjun League again. Zhang Shuiyan sighed, Madam is indeed very worried recently, and is worrying about the lifelong affairs of the young leader. Xiao Ling was the same age as Xiaoyu, and he was also an evolutionary. When he was 15, he had already left the Thousand Armies League and went out for a living. Although he only returned to the Thousand Army League once a year in these years, his strength has grown a lot, and no one is dissatisfied. A lifelong event? It's simple, just send out a marriage notice. Si snapped his fingers, what else is there to worry about on the terms of the Qinjun League? Zhang Shuiyan nodded, I will mention it to my wife. Ching Ching, your new film has been selected for the Glen Best Film Award, and you yourself have also been nominated for Best Actress. Ji Qinjiao suddenly said pleasantly, the announcement just now. On the internet, the news has just spread. Burst. The Grain Lifetime Achievement Award selection is coming soon. Si nominated Glen for Best Actress again. Shoot one and nominate one, my goddess is awesome, waiting for a Glen Lifetime Achievement Award. To be honest, Si is hopeless for the Glen Lifetime Achievement Award this time. Even if she won the Glen Best Actress Award this time, it is only a 2-time actress. How can she compare with Ulysses? Do you know how many times Ulysses has won the Glen Actor? Not everyone can be Yunlin, wake up. It's getting married soon, and it's almost over. Bring a monthly ticket, see you tomorrow. After having everything taken away, she returns as a god. Author, Qing Qian. Chapter 1081. Ulysses is a veteran international film star. He has won Glenn Best Actor many times. He is the actor who is most likely to win the Glenn Lifetime Achievement Award this year. He himself has a lot of fans internationally. A poll was opened on the Glenn forum, and the content of the vote was, who do you think will win this year's Glenn Achievement Award? The number one option was none, which accounted for 49%, while Ulysses came in second with 23%. It is true that there are many people who are optimistic about Sci-fucking, even Sci-fucking's fans can't compare with other candidates combined, but they still think that the possibility of Glenn's Lifetime Achievement Award is too low. Here it is again, the keyboard man is here again. There are always some people in this world, no matter how great their achievements are, they still want to climb out to make a sense of their existence, to show their incompetence. Do you think your sister cares about you? Sci-fucking doesn't need to compare with other people, she only needs to compare with herself. Besides herself, no one is her opponent. He's thought that by putting the names of the great Demon King and Ching Ching together, he could lead the two fans to fight each other. What a dream. I am both a big devil fan and a moose. The reason why I like them is because they are serious about being an actor. Some stars who rely on the capital to wake up, even the goddess Si has quit the circle. I won't fan you either. Is it just me who wants to watch new movies? Please, let me be the judge of Glenn. I just want to watch the movie of Baby Cheng. Ji Kinjao doesn't spend much time on the internet. Every day when he logs onto Weibo, he only browses Sci-fucking super chat. He has already honed his strong ability to fight against black fans, and he can be said to be victorious in every battle. Just as she was about to retaliate against Keyboard Man's remarks, Sci-fu covered her hand and smiled. Don't look, it's hard to come here, you are still on annual leave, you must have a good time. Ji Kinjao squeezed the center of her eyebrows, and sighed softly. Ching Ching, you are right, arguing with them is not only a waste of time, but also makes me angry. Yao only listens to Miss C's words. Zhang Shuiyan sighed with a smile. On weekdays, when she returns from inspections, she will slander Miss Si on the internet and let her rest without listening. Kinjao, there is no need to do such things in the future. If there is really any need to fight against gangsters, I will do it myself. Sci-fucking looked at her seriously and said, it should be me who protects you and gives you confidence, not to let you argue with those keyboard warriors for me and ruin your own life. As long as she has excellent acting skills and works, then in the face of absolute strength, everything else will be vulnerable. Ji Kinjao was stunned. She pursed her lips and smiled. Okay. Come on, let's go to the filming side. Sci-fucking beckoned to the two of them. Although it's a live broadcast, don't be restrained, just like usual. Zhang Shuiyan and Ji Kinjao followed behind Sci-fu, and the three broke into the camera. Netizens who were watching Yang Zijin and Jun Muqian fighting crickets looked even more excited. Who do I see? It's Zhang Suanjin and Su Yunchu. No, Zhang Suanjin was played by Zhang Shuiyan, a descendant of the Zhang family, and Su Yunchu was played by Ji Kinjao. Although they performed well, they were not Zhang Suanjin and Su Yunchu. Let's not talk about it, I will reread the female general of Zhenguo when I go back today. Is it possible to make another TV series dedicated to them? Probably impossible. Zhang Shuiyan and Ji Kinjao are both members of the Qinjun League, and their primary task is to protect their home and country. Since Zhang Suanjin's tomb was discovered, the stories of Zhang Suanjin and Su Yunchu have been included in the new version of the high school history textbook. The history of the Great Xia dynasty has been known to more and more people, and everyone lives and dies for them, touched by the love in the same cave. I will never forget it for a long time. Among the aristocratic families, although the Zhang family is no longer there, they will always have a place in everyone's heart. Well, we are already together facing the live broadcast camera. Zhang Shuiyan was very calm, he nodded and smiled slightly, but we are not public figures, so we will not announce this specifically to the public, and everyone should not make too much followed. Netizens expressed their understanding. Understand. We don't disturb the master when we kowtow CP, we only kowtow in private. I love the show, I can see real couples, Sushen and brother Xie are also real, they got out of singles in secret, and Su Ziun is left as a single dog, you are so unkind. With the joining of Ji Qinjiao and Zhang Shuiyan, the final episode of the second season of Single Going to Hell came to a successful conclusion. Looking at the high number of people in the live broadcast room, Director Chi smiled from ear to ear. This time recording the program, he not only increased his experience, but also developed a stronger heart than Director Qin. He believed that no matter what happened in the future, he would never be shocked again. On Saturday, Qinjunmen held a family dinner. Except for Sci-Fi and Yuzian, all three families and four alliances were present. Leader, Madam, the young lord is back, the butler ran in beaming, the young lord has grown taller again. Xiaoling is back, Xiao Wenjian was very happy, just let him in, you can add a seat. Wait, Mu Qingmeng spoke, and she asked the housekeeper, young leader came back alone. Ah. That's right, the butler was a little puzzled, he can't come back in two halves, can he? I thought how he would meet new friends after being away for a year, but he came back alone. Mu Qingmeng pressed his forehead, okay, let him come in. Xiao Wenjian knew what she was thinking, and comforted him, Qingmeng, don't worry, the child is still young, and there will be plenty of time in the future. Mu Qingmeng sneered when she heard the words, what's so small? I'll see which girl likes him in the future. Ji Xingzi. He felt like he was being shot. That's not true, Mr. Ji said in a strange manner, in the future, not only will he be old and weak, but his function will not be able to function. No one wants him. Ji Xingzi confirmed that he was the target of the yin and yang, and he said foolishly, old man, why don't I go to Dongsang to catch you fooling and make it your granddaughter-in-law? Mr. Ji almost didn't come up in one breath, stinky boy, you are glad you are not at Ji's house now, otherwise I will let you lie down and go out today. Brother, help, Ji Xingzi moved very quickly, and immediately hid behind Si Fu leaning over, brother, you can't just ignore death and do nothing. Quickly introduce someone to me. Si fucking resisted the urge to kick him away, she smiled slightly, you can't find it on Earth, you can go to the Eternal Continent to find it, the floating spirits there have a high level of cultivation, and they can cultivate to the point where they are no different from ordinary people. Ji Xingzi's eyes lit up, yeah, why didn't I think of it, I'm going to find my ancestors to introduce me to someone. Si fucking. She was afraid that Ji Chunyuan would slap Ji Xingzi to death. While everyone was having fun and talking and laughing, the butler walked in with a young man. It was Xiaoling, the young leader of the Qinjun League. Ching Ching, this is my brat, Xiaoling. Mu Qingmeng patted Xiaoling's shoulder, this is Ching Ching, this should be the first time you two have met, right? Xiaoling's appearance perfectly combines the advantages of Mu Qingmeng and Xiao Wenjian's facial features. The lines are too rough if they are hard, and too soft if they are soft. When he was traveling abroad, he had obviously heard Si fucking's name many times. Now he took a step forward and saluted her with great respect, Miss Si, I haven't thanked you formally yet. You have cured her my mother's illness, I have nothing to repay, but as long as you need something in the future, I will definitely go up the mountain of swords and go down into the sea of fire. The number one reason why Xiaoling left home when he was young was also to find a way to cure Mu Qingmeng's heart disease. Later, Mu Qingmeng was cured by Si fucking, and he finally let go of his mind and concentrated on improving his strength. In the battle between gods and demons 3 years ago, Xiaoling concealed his identity and dispatched with the alliance of evolvers. You're welcome, I've already known your name. Si fucking blinked, although you've been anonymous, but not long ago you just became a member of the Evolved Alliance's Discord. I've already heard from you. Discord has absolute privileges in the Evolved Alliance, she is, and so is you Zion. To become a disorderly person, one must have made great contributions and at the same time be an S-level evolutionary. Xiaoling is the 8th disordered member of the Evolved Alliance. Disorder, Mu Qingmeng was surprised, she didn't know about it. Well, actually there's nothing to say. Xiaoling sat down beside Mu Qingmeng and smiled, good luck, it's just a fluke. Xiaoling, Mu Qingmeng asked with a smile, I've been away this year, but I met some girls. If it's not good, a young man is fine. In a word, it successfully attracted the attention of everyone present. Xiaoling tightened his fingers holding the chopsticks, and let out a breath slowly, Mom, can you? He really wanted to say the words be normal, but he still didn't dare to say it. You still have the nerve to call me Mom? Mu Qingmeng changed his face instantly, and said coldly, I don't care about you, you really don't care about anything when you go out every day? How old are you? You don't even have a date. Look at you, he is the same age as you, and is about to get married. Look at you again. Bai Jinyu blinked her eyes, suddenly realized, she patted Xiaoyu's shoulder righteously, and said, in order not to let you and your peers fall behind, I think it's good for you to be single. Xiaoyu. He smiled and pressed Bai Jinyu's hand, and said in a light voice, Xiaobai, don't even think about it. If you insist on thinking this way, I have no choice but to take some extraordinary measures. Bai Jinyu immediately became vigilant. You, what do you want to do? Let me tell you, I am a big brave, and I can kill you with a single slap. I didn't want to do anything, Xiaoyu said lazily, I just tied you by my side. Humph. Bai Jinyu turned her head away, I should be sitting on a golden mountain surrounded by beautiful men. Xiaoyu listened, his eyebrows twitched, and he nodded seriously, well, not long ago, I just learned the transformation technique, and I can conjure 9 me at the same time. I have good acting skills. What style do you want? I can satisfy you. Bai Jinyu was shocked by his shamelessness. You. Xiaoyu rubbed her head and smiled softly, Xiaobai, be good. Bai Jinyu began to sharpen his sword in his heart, planning to break Xiaoyu's guts tonight. Qing and Zion are also preparing for their wedding. Mu Qing dreamed about something very important. How about it? Is the time fixed yet? It's settled. Yu Zion smiled lightly, everything has been arranged, so you don't have to worry. That's good, your arrangement is naturally excellent. Mu Qingmeng nodded, feeling relieved and a little sour at the same time. It's not easy, it's really not easy. No one knows how much suffering they have endured to get to where they are today. Sci-fi lowered his voice and asked, when was the arrangement? Yu Zion pondered slightly, and said, from the moment I wanted to marry you. When was that? Sci-fi raised his eyebrows, say, when did you start plotting something wrong? He tilted his head, wiped the dust off his face, and said in a low voice, the 6th day of June. Sci-fi was startled, your birthday. Yu Zion smiled, I want to marry you. He seldom smiles, and when he does smile occasionally, the smile doesn't show on his face, but when he smiles like this, it seems that a ray of light falls, causing waves all over the place. Sci-Fu tilted his chin, then I will inspect it properly then. Yu Zion moved her eyelashes slightly, smiled again, and said in a cold voice, yes, girl. A few days later, on December 20th, Global Art Film and Television Center, Glen. The Grain Lifetime Achievement Award is the grand finale of this year, and it is also an award that the International Arts and Performing Arts Circle has been looking forward to for 10 years. Glen also attaches great importance to this awards ceremony. All the fashion brands in the world, international movie stars, and major media are all present, and the awards are only announced once in this decade. From the opening ceremony to the dinner, and then to the awards ceremony the next day, The organizers have been planning for a long time and dare not neglect anything. There was not much difference in the dinner party, but it was the first time for Jun Mukian to attend, so Sci-fi also came. Yang Zijin is familiar with such occasions, and she is more interested in the snacks at the dinner party. The two girlfriends reached an agreement and went to eat dessert with Fu Yunchen and Rongqing behind their backs. As an international actress, Sci-fi also entertained at the dinner party, and the best actresses and actresses from all over the world greeted her. Sci-fi, we meet again. Ulysses shook the wine glass at her. First of all, I congratulate you on nominating this time's Glen Best Actress Award. I have to admit that you and Yunlin is indeed similar in some places. You are like her. As long as you join forces with Chu Lingyun, then this year's Glen Award will not go to someone else. But secondly, he walked over with contempt in his eyes, you are still too far away from the Glen Lifetime Achievement Award this time. See you tomorrow. There should be about 5 or 6 chapters in the extra episode, and then there will be individual episodes of His Majesty, Big Brother, and Ye Wanlin, each of whom will have about 3 chapters.